All right, we're
I'm
unmuted.
ready.
We're muted. Unmuted. Unmuted.
Muted, unmuted. Which one? I'm so
We
confused.
we are both muted and unmuted.
No.
So pretty much you cannot talk, but you can talk at the same time.
I don't know if that makes sense at all.
I mean, isn't there like? I mean, there's always like contradicting statements here and there of like other random things. I will. Of and I always wondered if I was like curious like how does a mute and unmute. I guess like just moving your mouth that might make some wind sounds or something. I don't know.
Wait, what? What
I
are
don't
you
know.
talking about now?
I don't know. I'm trying to make logic out of it now at this point.
Being all philosophical.
No, that's the weird thing. Is like I kind of like going a little bit philosophical when it's like super late at night. I feel like super late at night, like when people are extremely tired or extremely drunk, is one of the best
It's
things.
the best time to be philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get a lot of interesting inputs during that time.
Okay, yeah. So there is no music going on, so I'm gonna put on some music because there is no music going on in this game. I'm just gonna because my shadow PC is still a bit weird, but you know what? I'm gonna take that. But yeah, we're back. Gonna try to see if we can finish this level. I should say level, but game, basically. Because we are like what 4 levels left, I believe.
Something like that. It wasn't too many
Mm-hmm.
because we're on the last world, and I think we were a couple levels into that last world already.
Yeah, we were like 3, 4 levels in. So good news
Yeah.
is that we're not too far away. I know that there's optional levels, and some of the later, like some of these levels, except this world, were not too difficult, if I recall correctly. So technically we could go back to those, but this one, luckily doesn't have a branching path. So once we end it, we're ending it there.
Woo! And we're done.
Oh yeah, this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. Oh, and I have this thing blocking my screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this one has a this one has the
oh,
continuous
burning.
drop. This one has the continuous drop right there.
Oh, and that's covered by my little thing.
You just have to go all the way to the left and then slightly to the right once you pass those spikes.
I know. I just can't see that last spike, so it's kind of little gonna be a little difficult. Oh, I'm right next to these.
Just like you're right next to a lot of things in life.
What?
I don't know.
See
Oh,
some confusing things sometimes. Sometimes, most of the time. Hello.
are your cats watching us explode? Will? Because this is what happens. Because this is what happens when they go out and do stuff out in the world. They obviously jump around, avoiding death, and explode into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, wearing top hats and monocles.
Mm-hmm. And like a microphone and like a belt and stuff. They have beds. Is it your bed? Because clearly that their bed is your bed, and then you can't sleep anywhere else, or you can sleep on the floor.
Yeah, obviously they take over the entire bed.
Mm-hmm.
The entire queen size bed is all for them.
Just a queen size. You don't give them a king size.
Give them a California king. That's what you give them.
Is that California king actually like the biggest like bed or something?
As far as I know, it's the biggest bed you can manufacture without doing a custom bed.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong about that.
Interesting. And
That's something you'd have to look up.
how big are California beds? Because I know
Well,
the
they're
kings.
bigger than king beds. I
I know
don't
what
know
king
how
bed.
big like the dimensions of them are. Oh,
Because Will, They try to sleep in your bed because it's their bed. You're invading their personal property. Why don't you just
Yeah,
get a...
they let you sleep there, not the other way around.
Yeah. Why don't you get a new bed if you're gonna complain about that? Remember, they're giving you the privilege to sleep on their bed.
Oh my god, these spikes are blending into the background.
Technically, we could reset the level.
No, that defeats the purpose. We must see how many times we die. Oh, I missed.
Oh, I did see that. You moved.
I completely missed. Ah, I avoided all the spikes just to fall in that little gap. Ugh, that's
No.
heartbreaking.
This is my comfortable cloud like bed. They have their own beds. No, their own beds is just... It's just like their couch. You're making them sleep on their couches. When the cat sleeps on your bed, it's their bed. That's always the rule I always been told.
Yep, when they sleep on your legs, it is no longer your legs. You cannot move until they move.
I had like a Bagheera on top of me. Like, it was funny. Will remembers this. It was like Thursday when I was doing like the Dragon Monster stream. I was like sitting on my bed waiting for Will and Jamie to get ready. And then a few minutes later, they were like, "Oh, we're ready." And it's like, well, too bad. Oh, I missed it.
You did what I did.
And I was like, they said they're ready, and it's like, oh, cool, too late now. I got a cat on top of me, and I took a picture of it, and then it's like, and Jamie was like, cat. It's like, so are you ready now, Jamie? And it's like, but cat. And Will's like, yeah, we're ready, but I don't think you are. It's like, it's like, well, I can move the cat. It's like, but Jamie's like, but cat.
A cat.
I had
I mean,
to.
that's how I feel.
I had to kick her off of my legs.
Yeah, happens.
I mean, if I had a setup on my bed or something like that, technically I could have let her stay on my legs. But unfortunately, no. I don't have super stretchy arms or anything.
Sounds like a you problem. Why are you not Luffy?
No, Luffy
Have rubber arms.
No. Here's the issue.
There you go. Stop all your problems.
No, here's the issue. I'd rather be like Rubber Man from the DC comics, because think about it with Luffy.
Oh.
He can only stretch. He can stretch, but the issue is that it retracts back into his body, right?
Yeah. So would you be like would you want to be Fantastic Four? That guy?
Yeah.
I forget what his superhero's name is called.
Yeah. Reed Richards or something like that. And
well, that's his actual name. I meant like his superhero name.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, that one.
So the issue is then it's either him or Rubber Man, where I can like stretch to any form in a sense, kind of thing, and keep it that way. So in a sense, and not counting Gear 5 really, Luffy's rubber is inferior to theirs.
I mean, yeah. Because he's actually rubber. He doesn't, like, change his body. He's like what you would normally find rubber to be. You can stretch it, but it always wants to retract back.
Not necessarily. What about gum?
Rubber gum. That's a little bit different. Gum is a little bit different.
But it is rubber.
Well, but it's made with the gum.
Alright, I can't jump again. You mean like earlier when I had one of my cats laying on my lap and the other on my legs, both invading my space and bed while playing video games? Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture. That was a cute picture.
Pretty much, Will, you're invading their personal property.
You have become the personal property.
Pretty much. So, Will, you have to accept that your bed is not your bed anymore. It was when you bought it and when you first laid down on it, but when the cats actually climbed onto your... when they climbed onto your body or onto your bed and laid down, it's not yours anymore.
As soon as I sat foot on that bed, it is no longer yours.
Pretty much anything you own, if they touch it, it's theirs. So you're saying you're saying your nose is now their property. Got it.
Hey, licking his nose.
Yeah, literally. So, this should be in Death Battle. Luffy versus Rubberman and Mr. Fantastic. I mean, if
that would be an interesting time.
I mean, Rubberman can do a lot. I believe he can. Like, I remember him, like some giving information in like comics and animation how he can like change his form, do a lot of things, to his body. But if you factor in Gear 5 with Luffy, I think that's a little different story then, because Gear 5 for Luffy, specifically speaking, is all about imagination and like cartoon physics. So at the moment we haven't seen the full extent to Gear 5, and I would argue that Luffy's Gear 5 could defeat both of them due to his imagination expanding.
Possibilities are endless.
Well, Gear 5 seems to be the final form for Luffy. But at the same time, Oda could add one more form into Luffy's arsenal.
I mean, we'll see. They show no signs of stopping yet.
Well, we are confirmed to be in the final saga of One Piece. Like, Oda has confirmed that we're in the final saga.
Oh. Yeah. But how long is that saga? That's the next question.
I would say about 5 to 7 years. Especially since Wano took like 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, Wano took that long. I would say the final arc would take about that long too. Excluding like any final little bit of battles and stuff like that.
Well, because they're gonna have to like wrap everything up.
Well, if it was season 1 without hockey, then it would be a good match. If it's season 1 Luffy, like at the very beginning without all his like experience, then honestly I would say it's a worse match.
Yeah, he would not do great.
Because like Mr. Fantastic has the brains, and we're going with people at the beginning. Then Mr. Fantastic is already super smart, so I think he would automatically defeat Luffy and like Rubberman particularly. But if Rubberman with like even with a little bit of experience, he could probably still beat Luffy just because he can form himself around so many different things. It's weird and annoying, but they headbutt marking my face like mad. Though, so they have claimed me as their human, pretty much. I mean, it's scientifically proven. Yeah, it's scientifically proven, right? Let's say that cats do mark their favorite humans, right?
I mean, most animals mark their preferred human. Dogs do it too. Dogs have a favorite normally.
It's usually their owners.
Or like someone in the family.
You would say it's someone in the family, but then I see like videos of dogs loving their like neighbors and stuff.
Well, yeah, you can like other humans. That doesn't mean they're your favorite.
It's like also children with babies. They're also brutally honest who their favorite are.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos on my YouTube shorts where it would be like the dad. It would be like the mom with the baby, and be like the baby comes up to her and like gives her a loving kiss and hug. And then the dad would be like, the baby just walks up and then walks away.
Yeah. Why do I keep doing that?
I'm not. So how many cats do you both of you have? I don't have any cats. I don't have any ownership of any cats. My roommate has an emotional support animal, which is a cat. Will Dragon Hermit has two baby ones specifically. And Lissa, you have
little cat.
You only have one? I thought you had like multiple at one point.
No, I only have the one.
Right.
I mean, technically, I had a cat beforehand, and Theo was my sister's cat. So if you count that, we had multiple, but they never lived in the same house together.
You want cats? I mean, cats are fine. I'm still more of a dog person personally, though. I want a corgi in my life.
Oh my god, you want a corgi?
Corgi, yeah. Corgis are adorable.
I mean, yeah.
Their butts wiggle when they move backwards. One that is a 3-year-old and one other is 5 months old. Yeah, basically you have two energetic cats that will never stop bothering you.
Yeah. I mean, my cat's 9 and he still never stops bothering me.
I thought he was older than that.
Nuh-uh. He's 9.
For some reason I thought you said he was like 18 years old.
Oh my god, no. That's, holy cow, 18. That's really old for a cat.
You know what's funny is I think I actually am confusing it with a YouTuber I follow on Twitter, Sugar Conroy, and he said that his cat, although passed away now, was like almost 20 years old.
Dang, yeah. I mean, it happens. That's not super uncommon, but it's really old for a cat.
Yeah, that's like 90 years old in human years kind of thing.
I don't know the cat conversion years as well as dog years, but I think it's probably something similar.
Yep.
I think on average, most cats, I think, live to be between 12 and 15.
Makes sense. The 3-year-old acts like an old lady. The 5-month-old is pretty much a toddler. I mean, when you get to a certain point...
Yeah, 5 months, 100% a toddler until they're at least a year old, and then they maybe grow up.
I mean, it gets to a point where... even with humans, when you get to a certain age point, you just want to just sleep all day.
Even well, if cats naturally sleep all day anyway, whether they're energetic or not, young or not.
That's why you being a cat or a dog is like the best thing ever, because then you have, hopefully, great human beings to take care of you. They give you love and kisses and all the food and stuff. And you don't have to work for anything. You don't have to work for your food. You don't have to get money for a job. Everything.
Yeah. My cat, he just opened... I had my door closed, and he just opened my door, stuck his head in, looked at me, and then walked away. He's like, okay, good. This door is open now.
Wait, isn't your door, like, locked? Like, I mean, like, don't you have to move the handle?
He can can open doors in our house.
Oh, so he can actually he grabs the handle?
Well, so we don't have door knobs, we have actual handles. So he can jump up and grab the handles and just use his weight to essentially open the door.
That cat is a menace.
Yeah, he's a fucking menace. That's why we never shut the door anymore when we go to the bathroom, because he'll just scrape up the door and open it anyway. So
I feel like if you were to like I feel like when you guys go to bed, you just keep seeing Theo like on your guys' bed, or just see his behind on in your face.
Well, not my parents' bed. He knows my parents will get after him for that. My bed though is a different story. He will jump up and meow at my face anytime in the night.
Sounds like my brother. Angel is calm and loves to relax, while Lily is a freaking psychopath.
Sounds like kitten.
Well, see, that's the issue when you name someone like Angel and someone named by Lily. Because Angel sounds calm.
Angel is never Angel. They are always the devil in disguise. They trick you.
Should have named the other child Satan then.
Real Satan.
just like in like Dragon Ball Z, there's a character named Satan, but they named him Hercule in the English dub. Hercule in the English dub for early days, because obviously Satan is literally the devil.
I mean, yeah.
So for a kid's show, that's really bad.
Only in certain contexts. Satan is only the devil in Christianity.
Is he really just only in Christianity? I thought it was like every...
Well, other religions have like evil gods or the realm of the dead, but I don't think they call necessarily the ruler Satan.
Yeah, that's usually English, or I guess you could say Christianity stuff. Well, Angel was an angel wing, has an angel wing print on her back, and Lily was named after the demon Lilith from the show Supernatural.
Yeah! Yeah!
So
I
Will,
love it.
so Will is right calling Lily a psychopathic demon.
Hell yeah. I love it.
With different names. Makes sense. I just always associated Satan was also used in other languages is all.
Oh. I mean, well, he was an angel originally.
Really?
Lucifer.
Lucifer, yeah. Lucifer, the fallen angel, really.
Yeah.
Which is both good and bad, like depending on the stories, I guess.
Well, I think the biblical story is that he saw humans destroying God's world, and so he went to go kill the humans, and God was like, no, free will, or something like that. And then he was banished from heaven and he fell, and then he essentially fell into the realm of hell and became that ruler. I don't know fully. I mean, that's like a very basic, generic, but I think that's kind of the story behind it. And then, of course, there were others that followed him, other fallen angels, and they became demons.
Sure, you can elaborate on it. So I literally have an angel and demon living with me, if you think about it.
Yep.
Ah.
You have the you have the devil and the angel on your shoulders at all times.
One would be like, don't feed us. Another would be like, feed us. But both agree that would be like, this is our bed. Because the good and bad side are in agreement. Will, I think you need to find a new place to live because your cats are just claiming everything you own there.
Oh my god, Nick, this level is... Ugh. Not looking too good for us.
It's just like I'm not getting used to... like, the jumps here are so inconsistent for me.
Yeah, they're inconsistent, but... I don't know, it doesn't help. My computer freezes every so often.
I wonder something. Okay, so you can't.
Wonder something? What are you talking about?
So you cannot make that jump without like another jump.
What? I don't know what jump you're talking about.
So like this one right up there.
Oh, this first one?
Yeah, you can't go over it without another jump.
No, yeah, you have to jump and slide down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get high enough on the spring.
Lily is very food oriented yet loves getting her claws clipped and loves baths. Angel is also good for oriented but hates getting her claws clipped but loves baths as well. At least your cats love baths. As for Mike's cat hates baths and hates her claws getting clipped.
Yeah, my cat hates baths. And he tolerates claws getting clipped, but he really hates it. He just squirms the whole time.
I mean,
he won't. He'll yowl in our face and then just squirm. He's like, no.
Like I remember,
but he'll let us do it.
I remember you also tried to pick him up when I was there, and he was like about to run away because he thinks he gets his claw clipped or something like that. You said.
Oh yeah, because I think we just clipped them before you got there or something.
He's like, "Don't clip me again! I just."
Oh yeah, no, he runs away from us for a good like half hour after we clip his nails, and then afterwards he's like, "Okay, I love you again. This is fine."
He's like, "I hate you. You're the worst human beings of all time. I want to move out." He's like, "I'm sorry for getting angry."
Yeah, essentially. He's like, "I'm sorry for getting angry. Can you pet me now? I want more pets."
Satan was an angel that fell from grace because he let his pride get to him and wanted to ascend higher than God. He convinced 1/3 of the angels that he would be a better God.
Was.
Ah.
I thought it had to do with the humans, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just.
I mean, it depends
to be higher than God.
I mean,
yeah, he did take a bunch of other angels with him. There was a big battle, and
that's Satan, not Lucifer, though. Isn't Lucifer and Satan different things?
It depends what I think your religion is.
Oh my god.
Because in some they are the same, they're interchangeable, and others they aren't.
Oh my god, they are the same. Okay. I say that because like a lot of media separates them.
They do, but for the most part, I think they're the same. They're interchangeable. I think what it is that Lucifer, because that was his angel name as well, Lucifer, essentially became Satan when he fell.
Lily hates belly rubs. Angel loves them. Wait, really? A cat hates belly rubs?
Most cats do not like their belly rubbed. Because that's their vulnerable part.
That's
so most
true.
cats actually will, if you're not careful and you don't know the cat, if you try and rub a cat's belly, they might like attack you.
Yeah, that's true. But Mike's cat always shows her belly to us because she wants us to give her attention and love bites.
Yeah, no, some cats do love it. Like I've seen some cats really love their belly rubbed. It's just other cats do not. So you do have to be careful.
What about Theo?
Theo, normally if you try rubbing his belly, he'll think you'll want to play and he'll like latch onto your arm and start tugging at it, being like, "Okay, let's rough house."
Wrestle. Pile drive.
That's essentially what it is. He'll like try and wrestle your arm.
He'll be like, "Pile drive. Pile drive's your dad." Boom.
Yeah.
Yes, if I or anyone rubs Lily's belly, she will bite mercilessly. Angel, however, will love anyone forever if you rub her belly. You better bring Angel over when you come visit us, Will.
I just wants to rub her belly.
I also like to think, because I know that sometimes cats or dogs could absolutely hate even their owner because they touched another animal other than their ones that they're familiar with.
Some animals do get really jealous if they smell another animal on someone.
Yeah, because I've been around Biz's dog and I've been around your cat, and I was just like, huh, I wonder if Bagheera will ever hate me, and she just sniffs me and just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, again, it depends on the animal. My cat, I mean, I used to work at a vet clinic, so I came home smelling like all kinds of animals every day. And Theo did not care one bit. He was just like, "Oh, you're home? Pet me."
Pet me, human.
Yeah, pet me. He is such an attention whore.
That's why you opened your door to be like, you better be ready to give me belly rubs. She is timid.
It's also more the fact that he doesn't like any closed doors, so he'll purposely open them even if he doesn't want to be in that room.
She is timid and skittish upon first meetings. Cool. A good playmate for Bagheera.
They just stare at each other from across the room, being like, "Are you gonna come out? No, are you gonna come out?
Are you gonna fight? Let's fight." What about locked doors? I think.
I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, if they're locked, he can't open them. He can't undo a lock. He can only open the doors we have because we have actual handles. So if it's locked, he'll then just like stand outside it meowing, hoping you'll eventually take pity on him and open it for him.
It'd be like on the toilet, lock the door, it'd be like, meow!
That's exactly, I mean, he'll like try and open it himself first, but then if he can't, he'll like start doing these little pitiful meows.
How long, how long does it take for him to stop meowing?
I don't know, actually. It depends on his mood. Sometimes he'll stop immediately and just sit out in front of the door, so you essentially trip on him when you come out. Or sometimes he'll like just keep coming back and just like little meows like every other, I don't know, 10 seconds or so.
It's like, you guys have been gone for like 2 minutes. Where are you?
Well, that's not what I want to do.
That's literally Mike's cat. Would be we were not, again, like I mentioned this on stream, but for sure Sora, it is my roommate's cat would be like, literally both of us would either be home or not home, and we would just be in our rooms, both doors open or closed, and she would be in the living room because that's what she usually wants to be in, like in the mornings and afternoons and all that stuff. And then the issue then becomes like she starts crying, literally like meowing across like in the entire apartment because she doesn't see anybody she knows in the living room being with her, and she just starts crying, be like, meow, meow, like, where is everyone? Come out here right now.
I'm lonely.
It's like, we're here, you can come to our rooms. It's like, but I want you out here now.
Yeah, I want you to be where I want to be. I don't want to be where you want to be.
Pretty much. And I'm just like, why are you being like this? Like, even Mike was like, why are you being such a needy cat? It's like, doors open, you can bother either one of us, you can sleep on our beds, and she's like, no, floor, here, now. And when we give her attention, she's just like, okay, I'm done now, you can go.
That's all I wanted.
I wanted
Just
a belly
one
rub.
cat.
I dealt with the dog the most. I haven't had a dog in like a long time. Last time I had a dog was like back when I was in middle school.
I've never had a pet dog, but dogs were what I dealt with the most at the vet clinic.
Did you learn a lot about the dogs at the vet clinic?
Yeah, I learned a lot about signs and behaviors, especially when they were getting ready to gear up for a fight. And I learned what breeds I would never adopt as a dog.
Which one? What breeds would you not want?
Honestly.
A husky? Really?
Yeah, they're so cute, but God, are they freaking loud.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're literally one of the closest dogs to the actual wolf relatives.
Well, but it's not just that. They are very much talkers. They are every day, all day. And then beagles. Beagles are also really loud and
Pitbull? Oh,
tend to have separation anxiety.
oh, you like pit bulls, Sarah? Okay.
Pit bulls are cute.
Yeah. I would personally be like either a husky or corgi kind of thing, but only reason for huskies is it would give me more excuses to get more active outside because they need more activity.
Yes, they need a lot of activity. They need a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really cute. I liked all the huskies I worked with and saw. They were all really cute. They were just, oh God, they were so loud.
I mean, I get that. Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't want a husky, but just because like
And their fur. Good God, the amount of shedding they do.
I mean, that's like any pet with fur,
Well,
honestly.
it's awful for dogs who have heavier coats,
True.
like huskies.
Wouldn't want a pet. Oh, you didn't want a pet. Okay, pit bull.
Yeah, pit bulls are cute. I don't think I would ever own a pit bull though.
Same. My corgi
Same
is
with pugs. Like, I think pugs can be cute in certain contexts, but I would never own one.
that was
They have a lot of issues.
Angel 2 years ago. She hated being left alone. Then eventually Lily was born, and I chose to keep Lily, to keep Angel company whenever I left the room. Now Lily hates when I leave the room because she sees you as her company toy. She only has you there just to feel, so she doesn't have to be alone with Angel.
Yeah, you're her safety blanket.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what you are.
It'd basically be like Angel attack, and he'd be like, "All right, Will, you take the sacrifice. I'm leaving you. Bye." Yeah, corgis would be like my go-to dog. I wouldn't want like something like a golden retriever or something like that personally, just because those are more common. But I wouldn't mind other dogs. But yeah, my personal favorite is gonna be a corgi. Cause they're so cute! Tiny little butt shakes.
They have a lot of hip issues.
Do they actually have a lot of hip issues?
Yeah.
That I
All
did not.
breeds of dogs have something typically you have to watch out for health-wise because it's really common for their breed.
Blah.
Like Shivas, um, their knees. I forget what it's called, but it's basically their patella can easily pop out of place.
Really?
So they have a lot of knee issues.
Black labs.
Black labs are cute.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest on getting big dogs a lot of the time, just because they're huge. Black labs are huge, right? I'm thinking right now.
Well, black labs can be. I mean, they're the same as basically a retriever, a golden retriever.
Yeah, that's what I
so
thought.
they can be a variation of sizes. They're considered more a medium-sized dog, though.
I guess I'm more of into small dogs because that's what I've always grew up with.
I mean, yeah, a corgi is a small dog.
Corgis that could fit almost in the purse.
Depending on the corgi. That's a little bit big, though.
Well, then again, you also depends on the purse because you know there are ridiculous sized purses out there in the world.
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't want a dog like size of a Chihuahua though, because that's just a little bit asking a little bit too much for a small dog to keep track of. I want a little bit of a size so I know what I'm gonna be bumping into.
So you don't accidentally lose track of them.
Yeah. It's also that I don't want them to go into like tiny crevices where they could potentially kill themselves. Like, I know that my brother had like a friend in like Chicago when we were used to live in Chicago that had ferrets, and then they used to run around all around the house, right? Because they let them out of the cage.
Yeah.
They had a treadmill at the house, so
Oh.
yeah, you can kind of imagine what happened.
Yeah, that's. Ooh.
That's why I'm like, small animals like that. That's like my tendency. It's not like I hate small animals. I really don't. Like, furs look cute. I don't think I've ever really personally want to take care of one. Small chihuahuas, or like small animals, are always cute, but just because of the risk of them being like, I could lose track of them where they are or not pay attention, I'd rather not take that risk.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Would you like to take care of a bird though?
A bird?
Yeah, any kind of bird.
I have never thought of having a bird.
I kind of want to redeem myself and take care of a bird, because I remember a blue jay that my parents got me and my brother, and we kept it in the garage because me and my brother did not know what to do, and my parents did not know what to do either, and then it died after 10 days.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yep. I want to redeem myself for taking care of birds. Hat blazer. Yep. I actually got this hat free because I bought a thingy like this, keyboard or mat pat, so it's like my wrists can stop hurting when I put my hand on my my wrist on the desk. I've been wanting one for a while, and it's like, oh, it was sale and this was like a free thing, so it's like, you know what, it's a $35 hat for free, I'll go get it. The only thing I had to pay is like $10 shipping. Ugh.
Ugh.
You know what's funny is, like, I saw like logic where it's like, it would be like a $20 item, but you need to pay like $6 in shipping, right? People hate that. But then it's like a $30 item, free shipping. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just the mentality of like having to pay versus something that labeled free.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Skull? Where are you with the 5th case?
The what?
So, so she's playing a notorious case. So you know the Ace Attorney games, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's
okay,
playing.
that's what you meant.
Yeah, So you know about the notorious 5th case.
Yeah.
Have you played any Ace Attorney games?
Nope, but I've seen you and other friends play Ace Attorney.
True, that's true. I mean, I played the Great Ace Attorney on my streams. No, I know Carl played Ace Attorney.
I don't remember which one, but one of my friends is obsessed with Ace Attorney.
I used to be.
So she plays it all the time, and that's like something she posts all the time online too.
I'm curious if she is going to be jealous with some of my collection of Ace Attorney games.
I don't know. I don't think she's like necessarily big on the franchise. I think she's just obsessed with one of the games.
Oh, just one? Oh, come on! You can't
Maybe
just
not.
say you like the franchise just after one game. Come on.
No, I don't. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know, like, if she's obsessed with the franchise. I think she likes it, but I think she's mostly just obsessed with one of the games.
Objection, hold it. Bloody spikes, partial bloody spikes, cleanup spikes. Yep, you can see how far you got into this level.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
I mean, I've gotten down to like basically the bottom of the second level of spikes. The issue is well, this first part is just like, it's kind of weird. I guess like it's more of like, because the jumping is like so at a very weird angle, and then the spikes are in such a weird spots that the delay and all that reaction base is different.
I was gonna say the delay doesn't help either, the lag. Although, actually, are you experiencing any lag?
No,
Nick,
it's not delay in terms of the lag for me. It's more of delay because of like the spikes. Because I would like my muscle memory is based on rhythm. So if it goes into a certain pattern of rhythm, then I can start getting really used to it fast. This one is weird where it's like you have to wait a little bit, go, and then go, but then you have to do like go, go, wait, go, go kind of thing. And it's just like, that's not much of a pattern. That's more of like, you have to go do a specific way kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's... Yeah.
That's why I'm called, like, when I say delay, it's just like, it, oh, wow, that was a black spike right there. And we haven't even tried the other half yet, which I know that there's a hidden, like, block that actually flies out. I did actually look into this level a little bit just so we don't have to get too surprised. Oh, now I made it to the very bottom spikes. Cool.
Nice. Oh, sorry.
No, it's worse. So, Skull, where are you in the 5th case? Also, yeah. So, yeah, Sora, if you don't know, I am a fan of the Ace Attorney franchise. I do own not all the physical copies of every single game, but I own, like, pretty much all the version of the games. Where, well, not Dual Destinies.
When do we do that?
Dual Destinies is with my brother. Yeah, that's why I don't have it. And, I played 1, 2, and 3 on my own. I played Apollo Justice, which is 4, on my own. Dual Destinies I played on my own. Spirit Justice I still haven't really touched too much about it. I have Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, which is one I haven't touched yet. And I have Investigations 1 and 2, even though 2 is in Japanese. Just I only have it because of that. And mobile. Oh, you have game physically and mobile. Nice. And yeah, and the Great Ace Attorney, I streamed the first game. I have not touched the second game, only because I've been trying to focus on beating certain games like this before I stockpile more. I've been like in a bit of a drought of playing some games just because like all the games I've started are surprisingly and unsurprisingly super long and like taking a long time to beat. Like honestly, I thought we were gonna be beating Bloody Trapland a lot sooner than this.
I mean, that was kind of the goal when we first started, and then it got harder and harder, and we were like, "Oh."
I almost feel like if there's like there should be cheat codes to beat this. Oh, sorry, my bad. There you go.
That's fine.
I should probably open this.
Dude, we are not downloading cheat codes for Bloody Trapland. That is not a thing we are doing.
Oh no. I'm trying to open up. What was it? The Bloody Trapland video, so I can at least see what to do.
Well, I thought you said you already watched the video.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I memorized every single thing of it.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty straightforward what we need to do. We just suck at it.
No, it's more of like for the second half. It's like when you don't realize what's on the other half.
Oh, you mean when we eventually get there?
Yep. You teach me and I'll teach you Pokemon.
Why are you singing the Pokemon song?
It's because like I have it the piano version going through right now in my ear.
Oh. I don't have your sound on because I'm not watching your stream.
Yep. Yeah, so as a heads up, so everything on the second half is pretty straightforward. There is the second brick right below the spring is flies out to the left.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, because like that's what I was like, that would catch us off guard for sure.
Oh yeah, well yeah, this game has stuff like that, especially in these last levels.
It's like, I remember
So,
just trying Bloody Trapland 2, which is technically supposed to be slightly harder, but it was way more reasonable for than this.
well, they also had checkpoints, which was nice.
That's also true, that we discovered that way later.
Yeah, we discovered that way later.
I mean, to be fair though, we can say that we beat Bloody Trapland, a good chunk of it, without checkpoints, which is, I would say, is accomplishment.
Yeah, I think we beat, what, 2 whole worlds before we discovered the...
Two and a half, I would say. Like, almost 3, I would say.
Almost 3. I don't quite remember when we discovered that.
It was like in 3, and then going on to the 4th, where it's like, oh yeah, we can actually do this. Or is it actually in the 4th one? Actually, no, we were in the 4th world, I think. Then I was like, oh, so this is what it meant. But I remember,
I just remember you, like, changed a setting or something, and neither me or James noticed, and then all of a sudden, he was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I'm not back at the start, but I died. And we were like, what? Check?
Yeah, so I was like, I remember changing it a few times, because I was like, oh yeah, there's Trapland, and then there's, like, normal, and I remember James and you noticing that, and I was like, huh, and we did, like, because I kept changing it, but I only changed it when we got into a new level. So I never went back to see the old ones to see what the differences were. And so we played some levels with checkpoints, but they were not supposed to be there, kind of thing.
Oh, and we just never noticed or
Yep.
didn't need them?
Yeah.
Because I never noticed checkpoints early on.
Yeah, there were some that were actually had checkpoints, I remember. And it's like, and that makes sense. Like, why were there checkpoints here but not in the other ones? And it's like, oh, because I pressed this. I pressed the button.
I did the thing.
And then when it's like, when we try the same level and be like, oh yeah, Trapland versus normal, it's like, wait, there's a checkpoint here. And then that's when we were like, oh, so that's what it meant for Traplander versus normal.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience when we found that out.
Like, end of the day, Pikmin music. That's always my jam. If the second column...
I will warn you, Nick, my lag is getting worse. So...
If it needs to restart, then we can restart it.
It's fine right now. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not consistent either, because it'll, like, every couple frames, it'll, like, freeze and lag, but then it'll go back to being fine.
You also haven't played Pikmin.
I'm not on the best internet right now. That's why,
no,
me and Nick weren't even sure this was gonna happen tonight.
Yeah. No, you're gonna be, yeah, your next internet's gonna be like the 10,000 terabyte download speed.
My next internet should be way better. So.
You know that there's like supposedly like 1,000 gigabyte speed somewhere in China?
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Where is that?
I don't know. It's probably in some kind of
I'd be
company.
curious to know where that is.
Yeah. The struggle is real. Yes.
The struggle is real.
Like, I can make it to the bottom. I just need to finally make it past that. If I make it past that, I think I can make it towards the... I think I can make it towards the end with one try. Because, one, I'm really happy that this level does not have a missile or gun.
Oh, God. That would be so awful. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's going.
I still hear you, so you're good. You can just
Okay,
wait.
well, my game's going.
Just wait a little bit. Take a break.
You are floating in the air for me.
Alyssa, I'm your angel.
Oh, you're a robot now for me.
Oh no!
Well, this might be I don't know, this might be it for me.
Stay on, Lissa. I believe.
I believe, well, Thankfully, I can mostly hear you fine. You're cutting slightly in and out in robotic, but the game itself is not looking too hot.
Going to the right side? I mean, that's the goal right there, yeah.
I wonder if it's all the blood. Maybe all the blood is freezing my game.
Yeah, hold on. World map. There you go, clean. Clean as a whistle.
Oh, no. I don't think that did it. I think it might just be my internet's finally said, oh, you've been on too long. This isn't working anymore.
Convince your parents to dig up an Ethernet cable.
No, it's not my, it's just the area they live in.
Convince...
So, like, they've tried to get, like, better internet service here.
Convince
and
Google. Convince Google and
can't.
Microsoft. Convince
What?
Google and Microsoft to put a giant Ethernet cable in this area, in that area.
Okay, well, I don't think that's possible.
Never say it's not possible, just have to talk to them.
Well, I don't think they would do that. Nor do I think my parents would be willing to pay for that.
No one would be willing to pay for that, because that's going to cost like millions of dollars.
I mean, yeah. But, okay, yeah, Nick, I don't think I can play this anymore.
That's fine. I'll just at least try to beat this level, because I don't want to end it off on like this. As long as I get past the spikes, I should be okay. In the meantime, we can answer questions.
You're doing pretty well.
Yep. It's just the second column that keeps getting me. Because it's so fast. And it's like little to no breathing room.
Yeah. Yeah, it's immediate. You need to be like 100% focused the entire time.
I was just getting it and now I lost my rhythm. Oh.
Oh no.
No, yeah, I had a rhythm.
I'm just looking at cats on Discord.
I literally had the rhythm and then it just bleh. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing.
Just bleh.
Or better, towers. I mean, I guess you could have towers built in the area. But then it's like, you also, like, the issue is that then you have to convince people to lose their homes or areas just so you can build new towers. Because the towers need to be, like, have a lot of space or something like that, right? You got kicked out.
Yeah, my game crashed. There it goes. Well,
It was fun while it lasted.
I guess I'm just watching now.
Mm-hmm. What game is this? It's called Bloody Trapland. There's two of them, Bloody Trapland 1 and 2. This is the first one. Unfortunately, this one is like not only unforgiving in terms of level design, because like it did, like, early on it was
It's
fine.
really hard.
Like early on it was fine, but then when we got to these last two worlds, this is like the last world. They just decided to throw a lot of things at once, and it was difficult for even me to get through a lot of it.
They were really mean in their level design. Like, I don't even remember. It was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 levels ago where they had like almost 10 guns and lasers all over the level. That was awful.
And not just that, they had like fireballs which don't have a consistent pattern.
Yeah, they had both fireballs and guns. It was a mess.
I believe I'm doing well, doing good. This is football stuff with also case 5 suck. No, it's fine. Again, you're good on your end. I know that you're distracted by football and like case 5 sucks. Again, don't worry about case 5. Look up stuff, cause I struggled on that hard. I forget what chickens are. You mean in that? Again, it's been a long time since I last did case 5. But yeah, Sora, if you are considering this, Seahawks. Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, we won against the Detroit Lions today. Listen, if you didn't hear here.
Yeah. I mean, I was only able to like hear what my mom was saying because we were busy outside, but it was like a pretty good game.
It was close down to the wire, yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, they did it in overtime.
Pretty much.
They went into overtime.
Yeah, and Skull is being salty.
He's being salty.
Yeah, no, Bloody Trapland 2 is what I would say is the better version of this game, even though
Yeah, it's way better in terms of connecting with friends and the levels and the controls. Like the dash or the dive is so nice to have.
Yeah, because like this game has online multiplayer, but apparently you need to do the Hitachi way, which back in the old days, it's like you had to do like set up a network on your computer, but you had to allow it through your firewall of your internet provider onto your computer with a specific IP address, and then do all that weird stuff. And even then, you get lucky to even know it's good or not. Reason why Queen is hating the sea chickens is because it lives in Detroit.
Oh yeah, no, I figured that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
She calls them the sea chickens.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cray, that I ruined your day.
Oh no. I love that. I've never heard the Seahawks called sea chickens before. I love that. That's so funny.
It honestly is kind of funny, to be honest.
I think that's hilarious. I'm just happy it was a better game than last week. Last week was god awful. That was record breaking awful, actually. I don't know if you saw that one, Nick.
I heard about it.
It was, oh god, it was fine the first half, but the second half was record-breaking awful. It was, I think, it was so bad. I think overall they only got a positive 3-yard movement in that whole half.
You know what's
so bad?
It sucks because the Seahawks are like so inconsistent. Like they have good games, and they have close games. Like I don't care about close games. Like even if we lose, I would like close games because those are always engaging and fun, as long as all the players are smart and stuff. But then
close games are exciting.
Yeah, but then there's this issue of like just flat out awful games. Like Seahawks are they're literally a wild card. Their games are either really good or really bad.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that generally what also happens is they're considered a second half team, meaning their second halves are generally better than their first halves. And if there's already a big gap, if there's a big gap in scoring, then even if they are really good the second half, they can't come back from it. A lot of people complain about the inconsistency of the Seahawks. It's nothing new. They've been like that for a very long time.
Yeah, Craig, I would say never bet on Seahawks based on their stats or previous performances. I would say literally just go by they're a wild card. Like if they did poorly,
I mean it would just depend like how they're feeling and like who is injured and who's playing and all of that.
Home game or not too.
Yeah, that does generally have a big effect as well. Oh, you almost made it, Nick.
That's like the fifth time I did that.
Well, you know, every time we get one centimeter closer, so.
I mean, I am getting there. It's just that again, this whole pattern thing is slightly off-putting.
Yeah. Well, and my game crashed, so I can't contribute anymore.
That's fine. At least you're here.
At least I'm here. You know what? Keeping company.
That's what. As salty as I am, it was two good teams facing each other. Yeah, like again, if
Yeah, it was a good game.
Is this game on Steam? Yes, it is. Most of the games I play, and I say most, I don't play all my games on Steam, but yes, most of the games is on Steam. No, it's not. This game usually is like $1 or $2 on Steam sales, but normally it costs money. I've never seen it free.
No, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Trapland free.
I got it partly because like a long time ago, I played this with a old online friend, and we tried a bit when I recorded some footage of it, but I never posted it. And I got past like 2 worlds, and I always wanted to beat this. And then there's Bloody Trapland 2 that I also wanted to beat. I just wanted to beat the ending and just be like, oh, I beat a hard game kind of thing. I mean, I beat the hard games before, like Celeste and stuff.
I just saw this being played and I was like, ooh, I like this game. And I bought it. And then at some point, the two of us decided to play it. And there you go.
Oh! I was down there. I was down there. I thought I died.
You need to duck under that.
No, I was trying to pull back so that I can have some time to get ready.
Oh man, that was close, man. That's the first time I've seen you land on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, that is the first time ever. But yeah, no, this game gets on sale really cheap. Maybe I think this one goes on sale for like $1 now.
Probably. I mean, Black Friday sales especially, or Cyber Monday sales are really... Games go down a lot.
You know, Crate, with F-Zero out, I'm kind of considering re-putting that back onto my stream games, because I do want to try beating an F-Zero game for once. It's a fast game. I put it on once, and it was there. It's all about sales. It's always about the sales. I actually, you know, funny enough, it's also Alyssa, like last night when I was doing the puzzle, James and I were looking at our purchase history kind of thing. And we were like actually looking at what games that we were actually bought and like when we bought them / how much we paid for them. And I was like legit looking through like how many games did I actually pay full price on Steam for. And there are technically a few games I used full price. I would consider like probably like 5 or 6 games I paid full price for pre-orders or like an all kind of thing. But those are like a few games out of like the hundreds of games I have in my Steam library that I all got on sale.
Well, it's because you get them on sale for like packs of 20.
Yeah. It's like a Costco.
But, I mean, I do the same thing. I'm pretty sure there's only maybe a handful that I paid full price for. All the other ones I wait until they're on sale. Like, I have a wish list right now, and I'm just waiting for them to go on sale.
You know what sucks is that I do know that there are some games I regret paying full purchase of. Like, Skyrim I paid full purchase of, and that was like through a disc copy, and I still have that disc. I paid No Man's Sky and Grand Theft Auto full price when it first came out, and no. Back 4 Blood I paid full price, but while I did pay full price and regret buying it at that full price, at least I beat it relatively fast, so it's not like a wasted purchase in my books. But still. But No Man's Sky I have never beaten, or at least in the sense played enough to warrant the purchase. And Skyrim, same thing. Like, I think I have to look at my purchase history again to see what games I played. I know Borderlands 2 is definitely one I paid for like full price, but I don't regret that purchase. Oh yeah, listen, we need to play Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, whenever you purchase it, James and I are on that bandwagon.
Yep, let me see if it's on sale.
It's not on sale. It's not going to be on sale for a while, you know that.
I know. Well,
I'm willing to pay the full price just because like I know, because I'm a person who loves supporting developers who are very passionate and always supportive of a lot of things. And Baldur's Gate is definitely shows the developers not only were like passionate about everything and with consumers and all that too, they were like, people were knocking other developers and games for not being Baldur's Gate, and they were actually defending other developers, being like, don't do this, we're not trying to compete, we're trying to have fun here, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I don't know, like, enough about it. I just know they're really good and they're constantly doing work on it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this is one of those games I will gladly be full purchasing it just so I can support the developers. And I don't mind taking a long time beating it, because I know that's not gonna be a game that we're gonna beat in like 2 days.
Oh God, no, that's gonna be it's gonna be a long time.
Can you look up how long it is to beat the game? Like on how long to beat on the internet? Because I'm genuinely curious what the length of that is.
How long to beat Baldur's Gate?
Yeah. Because I'm generally curious what's the average time for that.
Oh, okay. So not like a speed run.
Nope. If we did a speed run, we wouldn't be like, I wouldn't count that as like a full purchase. That should be a full purchase game at that point. I wonder how fast people are speedrunning Tears. I think the fastest time is still under an hour, if I recall correctly. You know what's funny is that I saw someone did a short where they did all of the main quests before they asked the main to progress the story kind of thing. And it was like it took, and I was like, normally, because like, yeah, an hour. And like, here's the thing, when you go to Pura, you're supposed to, and you get the wind glider, the parachute kind of glider thing. But because they never went there and did all the main quests, I was like curious, how do they do that? And they mentioned that because of all the building and stuff, you could just make the hover bike, and it made transporting and everything so much easy. Tears, like,
oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that's what he mean.
Yeah, so Baldur's Gate is on average a little over an hour, so like 70 hours, but that's just the main story without doing like the side quests.
Wait, that's an hour or 70 hours for the story?
Oh, 70 hours.
Oh, 70 hours. That's just doing the main story without doing any side quests?
Generally, yeah.
Oh my god.
Or doing like a minimum amount of side quests.
Yeah, just mainly focusing on beating the story, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70 hours.
If you really want to rush through it, you can get 40 hours.
Dude, 70 hours? Really? I know that if we play it, we're going to take like 100 hours. That's for sure.
We're going to take like twice as long.
I'd be like, I'm
so distracted.
I'm going to try to mate with all the bears. I'm going to have a bear army. I'm pretty sure someone is trying to do that.
Oh, I'm sure.
What would you do in Baldur's Gate? Would you like to have like, sleep with anybody, or would you like to sleep with like your partners or just a specific NPC or whatever?
I think it really depends.
I mean, what character are you gonna try to be, though? That's the question.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think it would depend on how I'm feeling that day, what kind of character I want to be.
Do you not want to be a succubus again?
Excuse you, I was an incubus?
You can have. I
don't know.
You can do it with a bear.
Wow, that's such a selling point.
No, it actually was kind of, because like if you think about it, when Baldur's Gate, the first thing I heard about Baldur's Gate 3 was literally reports being like, you could do literally anything, even doing it with a bear, and they show pictures of bear. That was literally journalism, like talking about that game, and then they were like talking about like, yeah, we did so much with the bodies and everything, and I'm just like, what is this game?
What is going on?
That was literally, I would feel like a part of a marketing plan. And I was just like, that made me interested just because I was like, what is this game?
Oh yeah, no, it made me really interested, being like, what the hell? What's going on? What kind of game is this?
Yeah, it's like, that's why I make joke with a bear. It's only, and that's why people make jokes with a bear, just because of the fact that that was literally part of like the early days of Baldur's Gate, just being like, you can sit down and lay down with a bear, and just like, what? I always think it's interesting to see what the speedrunning community thinks of their games when the remake gets released. I would say the speedrun community is always supportive of it, Kraid, but it's always like one of those things is that the speedrunning community is just supportive. Like, they won't probably change the game to the new version, because when they usually re-release games, even with like the very simple remaster of just HD texturing the game, they don't generally keep all the glitches in. On very rare occasions they do, or purposely do, like Zelda Ocarina of Time, for example. But yeah, normally they like try. Yeah, they did try it out, basically. They buy it, they support it, they tell people to go get it, kind of thing. I would say so. Actually, Lissa, if you got the Switch, would you get Thousand Year Door on the Switch?
Probably.
Would you reprise your role as Hooktail? If we were to do it on stream again.
Cooktail.
Yeah, no, the days where we tried doing the whole voice acting thing, and
Oh, that.
yeah, this was before.
I don't know, man. That was some of my best performance. I don't know if I can top it.
Yeah, so to give you guys context, everyone, this was even before.
Oh no, no context needed.
No, I was like, in terms of like what happened, like this was way before you, Kraid, and even Will. Like, when I first started out, I played Thousand Year Door just for fun, and I thought like it would be cool to just voice acting, because we did that a little bit into Stack 8. And and the funny thing is that we did this for like literally the whole thing, but this was before Discord was a thing. Yeah, you didn't get to see it. Yeah, this was, I mean, there's parts of it on my channel. I don't know if it's in full.
Highlights.
Yeah, I don't think it's in full.
I don't think it's in full.
Yeah, but there are parts. Oh yeah, that command has been broken for a while because the API is different. But it's been I've done it. And we've done it, and like, here's the funny thing, Kraid. This was before like Discord did like the whole streaming on Discord, where they would see like what I'm playing right the very second, so Lissa can, like, in a sense, is seeing how I play Bloody Trapland. Otherwise, she would have to watch on like Twitch, and she would be like 5 seconds behind, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And we had to deal with that early on, whereas like I'll press a button, and then they will read the dialogue on screen, and then I had to press the button again. Like, it would take so long. So we actively looked out a dialogue, like a script all online on GameFAQs. Yeah, on GameFAQs, just to speed up the process. But it also, that took a while, because there's different dialogue options, and then you had to like skip through pages just to get to your part.
It was an interesting time, I'll just say that.
Yeah. I know that Kyle has talked about me streaming it again. I know that I think Luigi has mentioned that I should, if I would stream it again too. I don't know. I'm like in the ballpark of like, since I already streamed the game twice, and I count Book of Mario as another thing, I don't know if I really want to actively go after it again, because I would play the game 3 times. And I do like the game, but I don't know if I want to put another content of the Thousand Year Door back on my channel, just because it would be like redoing old things and everything like that. And I do know that the voice acting thing was fun at one time, but over the years I've learned that getting people to do said stuff is always difficult. Like even Lissa can't guarantee she's always free on like Saturdays or any other day kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, the whole if I were ever to decide to do it again, it would just be me doing basically everything, and maybe some people taking over some parts if they ever choose to do so, kind of thing. And plus, I don't even know if I want to fully do it, because then I can't do my Flavio run. You remember Flavio?
I remember Flavio.
you know what's sad is that I remember when we first tried it on my GameCube version, we were successfully able to do it and beat the game with Flavio. But when
I do remember that.
But when I did it with Book of Mario, Flavio for some reason caused the because you used it on the emulation, obviously. It glitched the ending of the game, and I couldn't get to the final chapter for some odd reason. So I had to play through multiple times of the game to try to fix it, and to a point where even Kyle and Emoto, we were basically said we have to kill the Flavio run just to progress. I don't know why it happened. Voice acting is fun. I mean, I like voice acting. I want to do some voice acting at some point. But as of right now, it's just for fun things what I do for characters. And really, that's it. But yeah, I have definitely considered it, Kraid. But I'm still in the ballpark of like, I don't think I'll be personally streaming it just because it's just be like redoing another set of games on my stream, and I don't like to keep doing the same content over and over kind of thing. I might play it again on my Switch, but that's it. No pressure. I mean, that's fine. I appreciate it. I like playing new games or games that I have not touched, which is why I game collect and play games that I have never touched before.
And then you also have a ton of games that you never will touch because you have too many.
Not necessarily. If I ever fully say retired, then I can technically just be like, the rest of my life could just be streaming and gaming every single day like this. And I eventually get through some of them.
Yeah, but
if you're interested, I know of an agency that helps voice acting. That they're based in Seattle. I think I remember. I think I've heard about that. The only thing like why I don't actively go for it, two reasons, is that I'm not in a stable position to go invest time into voice acting yet. I kind of wanted to like test the waters with a few voice acting gigs. Maybe a little bit, like more of the fun fan projects I see online and stuff. But I definitely am like want to try voice acting for fun, and the issue is also I never really took voice lessons, so just so I can get better practice and better techniques down. I think I would avoid doing that at the moment. But if there's a chance to like get myself heard, or like get someone to give advice or give me like a short gig, I would be down to try out kind of thing. I think I definitely heard of something in Seattle for that though.
Yeah, I think I have as well.
If I bring 1,000 Year Door, you're gonna bring back the Frankly voice. Professor Frankly in the house. That devolved into like a bad Yoda voice. I don't know how.
Yeah, it just kept getting worse and worse.
I think like when I first started out, I was like, it was supposed to be like a. We're doing this.
It was an old like a essentially old man voice, and then it just became Yoda.
It's like, oh, you're grr, and he became slightly perverted. He was like, I can check you out. I don't know how my voice has become so devolved over time. That's like definitely one of the more highlighted characters I played, just because it was stupid.
It was great.
I still remember when we first played Thousand Year Door. It was late at night, and it was just you, me, and Kyle, and you got to see Madame Flurry for the first time.
Oh, and Kyle's voice for Madame Flurry. That was an experience I shall always have with me. I don't know if treasure is the right word, but...
I was hoping you'd say treasure. Come on.
I don't know, that was a fun time. That was pretty funny. I like that character.
I know. It's like, and it was also funny because like when you first saw it, it's like, this can't be a Nintendo character or something like that. You were like in disbelief.
Sure. It was very suggestive.
Well, it looks like she might be not censored in any way, so I still like the clip of like when I had her out in the Book of Mario, and her first explanation after beating the boss was like, F me. We could not keep a straight face.
Oh yeah, wasn't that when oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Oh no, you don't step on the keyboard.
Theo's now with you.
Yeah, he's now purring in my face, and he almost sat on the keyboard, and I'm like, no, my computer's already having issues.
It's like, but it's warm, nice and warm, and you're in front of it, and I want you to...
yeah, it's nice and warm on the keyboard.
Cats, I've always seen cats lay on people's warm, like, electronics.
Oh yeah, all cats do it.
Do you? Does yours?
He tries to, and I tell him no.
I don't know about Mike's cat, Bagheera, because I don't think I've ever seen her do that. If I had a cat, because I have so many consoles that get, I have a lot of like electronics, and they get hot. I'm just like, there's gonna be a point where a cat's gonna try to lay next to them or lay on top of it just because it's warm.
Yeah.
This hole is just annoying. If it was just like just go above, then it would be easier. I feel like an easy mode for this game would definitely be like add another health of 2 points on here.
Probably. Or, you know, less saws and spikes.
And bullets and fireballs.
And bullets. And fire. Just, you know, all those things. Just get rid of the whole game itself. That's easy mode.
I think that because this game is not that popular, not many people actually have ways to cheat code it.
Well, and I think it would just be generally a little bit hard of a game to cheat code.
I feel like he drops down faster.
After the teleporter?
Yeah.
He might.
Which is probably what throws me off a little bit too.
I was to say, you are just falling.
That gap is just too tiny.
It's a very no room for error gap.
Getting close, but I'm also getting worse because I'm changing up my pattern slightly.
That typically is how it goes.
Yes, Skull, what's up? A road trip where? We did technically a road trip already.
Road trip!
You come to you guys? That is like gonna take a whole week.
Well, I'd rather fly. That's a long road trip.
Yeah. And that's like a week to get a few days to get to you, and then we need a few days to come back. So in total would be like pretty much a month.
A few days to get to you, a few days to come back, so a month.
Well, it's a month because if we want to hang out afterwards, it's like we get there and then say goodbye afterwards. Is that what you're saying? Like a road trip?
Be a month. You could just be there for like a week, and then it would be 2 weeks.
Not necessarily, because if it's a few days to get there, I don't know how long it would take. Maybe it probably takes like 3-4 days actually.
Yeah, so if it takes a few days there, a few days back, about a week, week and a half, and then you would hang out for a week, then there you go. But it depends on whether or not you decide to stop and see the sights as you're going, whether you plow through it and just drive all day, or you want to take several breaks. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it.
Took you 2 days. I think you were in a different area. I still rather fly.
I would also rather fly. Fly and then rent a car, maybe. I'd do that.
Exactly. But flying is also expensive. And if we were to fly, I would rather fly in like next summer.
I mean, it just depends on when you fly. So if you fly during peak travel season, then obviously tickets are expensive.
Unless you buy them like 6 months ahead of time.
Yeah, how far in advance you get the tickets.
Which is like, what, $200 sometimes?
No, it depends on where you're flying, and then if you want to get like the really cheap seats, which you can sometimes get for less.
Oh my god, the
than
cheap
200.
Dude, the cheap seats are so bad on my legs now.
Well, yeah, because they're so squished. So you would need to get what's called Comfort Plus, and those give you the nice seats.
Yeah, and I hate that. Because airlines are trying to exploit money now.
Well, what they do is they want to fit as many seats on a plane as possible, and that's why you don't get a lot of leg room.
I still find that stupid that they try to do that, and they're making everyone more discomfort with that. So, because they can get more money out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always a money thing. Everything is a money thing for the most part.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we also
I mean, it's fine. If it's only like a few hours, I don't care. If it's anything more than that, then I would pay extra.
It's just the issue is that my legs are... since I'm slightly taller than average, my legs need a little bit of leg room. And even a few hours, it starts to hurt a little bit. And then I will need to find a place to stay when I go to a place. And then we would need to figure out renting a car and stuff.
Well, but that's easy to do.
Close to 5-10. Well, renting a car is expensive though, isn't it?
It depends what you want. It doesn't always have to be.
I want an RV.
Oh, Jesus.
I want a limousine. Burp, burp. I want a Hummer.
Hummer.
Hummers are like... are just way too much. Yeah, so he... like, even Kraid being 6'1", I'm talking about being in the airplane seat nowadays, like the cheap ones. Good luck with gas. Yeah, that's also true. Gas will be expensive too. I don't know how...
Well, it's probably cheaper there than it is here.
I thought it would be more expensive where we are, honestly, because we are closer to the ocean.
Well, Washington nowadays has some of the highest gas prices in the country.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
I thought we would be one of the... I mean, not the most expensive, but be like more of the middle.
Well, I don't know if we're the most expensive. California normally has really
we're not
high
definitely
gas
not.
prices.
Yeah, we're not definitely more expensive, that's for sure.
Well, but we have it. I mean, it's pretty bad. They've talked about it on the news because everyone's like, "Oh, gas is going down." It's like, no, it's going up here. So
I know in Texas
really
it's like
bad gas prices here.
Texas is $2 or $3.
They're only $2.
Yep.
Man, I remember when it used to be $2 here.
It was funny because like
back in like 2010.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that I found a old receipt from 2019 for a Chevron gas station, and it was close to a little over...
only $3?
Yeah, it was like a little over $3, and I was just like,
yeah.
And Chevron is like $6 now.
Yeah, the good old days back when it wasn't breaking the bank.
That's why I go to Costco gas. It's a little cheaper.
Costco, Safeway. Safeway's normally pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. $3.59 there. Okay, so it's not too bad.
$3.59. Yeah, well, not too bad for us because we pay about $6 in places.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wouldn't say that's too bad. I wouldn't be worried about the gas and renting a car, honestly.
Can I sleep in the car?
I mean, I don't know why you would want to, but you can.
To avoid paying motel or hotel.
Okay, well, I would be staying in a hotel. You can stay in the car.
But the hotel is a car.
That is not true.
Just think of like the cartoons and be like, oh, we're driving a hotel.
The cartoons.
You know what's funny is that there's the new Yakuza game coming out?
No, I did not know that.
Oh yeah,
coming out with a new one.
There's a new one coming out, and I played the demo of it, and it's apparently being set on a boat, but the boat is like its own like little island of casinos and all gambling and stuff.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
So I'm just like, that would be an interesting concept, and by God, I don't think it would pass a lot of laws.
No, it would not.
Just imagine if there was an actual place like that, though.
It'd be wild to think about.
It would be cool, but at the same time, a lot of governments need to permit it. And then it would need high maintenance every single time it docks.
Well, no one would probably permit it because then people wouldn't be able to tax on it.
I don't pay anything for gas, which sucks, Will. If you want to sleep with Carl, go ahead. I mean, I've done it before. Not in the same bed.
Yeah,
but
just because you've done it before doesn't mean you want to do it.
I almost slept in the same bed with Carl, but I have never to this day slept in the same bed with Carl, only because, like, the first time was when we went to Pasadena, and we had, like, just, like, 6 people had to sleep in the same room. I slept with a different person. And the other time was, like, when we went to Canada in Victoria for a band trip. And I was gonna sleep with Carl, but I decided to be funny and sleep in the bathtub.
Oh god, I remember that story.
It was funny, and I don't regret it, because it was hilarious to do.
It's a weird thing.
I only did it because a YouTuber did it once, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do it because I can YOLO it. This is like my only time I will get to actually do it.
No one can tell me not to.
It took me like 6 pillows to make that bathtub comfortable.
I mean, yeah, because it's hard. Ceramic.
Not just that, I was too big for it, so I had to bend my knees.
Well, yeah, because most bathtubs are not made with the intention of sleeping in them.
I'll make Carl sleep in the bathtub. So you're an adventurer. Yes, I am an adventurer, basically. I will... If we have to sleep in the hotel, I'll make Carl sleep in the bathtub.
Or, you know, you both could just sleep in a bed. That's fine.
Oh god. I need a... Ugh.
Are we quitting for the night?
No. I just needed a break. Whew. I made it to the other side, basically.
Yeah, I see you. You just need a quick breather.
Yep.
Before you attempt it.
Yeah, I would say I will sleep with Carl and Sean possibly during... I knew that's going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I probably sleep with Carl or Sean when we decide to go to a different convention that isn't in Seattle. Because that is on the table for us in the future, kind of thing. Because I was thinking of going to do, I'll do a hydrate in a second. Okay. Thank you. I was thinking of going to, like, PAX East or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because PAX East is like it's like the other big PAX convention.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, there's like, I mean, there's 4 other PAX conventions really now, but yeah. That would be one of my ones I would pick.
Yeah, that'd probably be fun to go do that.
What convention would you go to that isn't in Seattle?
I don't really know if I would go to one that's not in Seattle.
Well, if you were given the option to, though, is there anything?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't really know. Like, because I don't go to a lot of conventions anyway, besides, like, SakuraCon.
Comic-Con in
and
San Diego.
that I can just do here.
Comic-Con in San Diego. I was considering it, but I'm not much of a movie buff and all that other stuff anymore. So I don't know if I would fully enjoy it. Maybe like 1 or 2 days and that's it. Actually, TwitchCon is another one I would consider going to at least once. And I'll go there to meet some friends over on Twitch. And
yeah, that would be fun for you. I would go to Comic-Con.
Would you cosplay?
If I went to Comic-Con, I would cosplay. What? I don't know. To be determined.
Kirby.
Maybe Kirby. Well, I don't know. I don't think I would go to Comic-Con as Kirby. That would be more like a SakuraCon thing.
do that horror that the main character of that horror game you can't think of when your childhood.
That's not a comic, Nick.
It's not about a comic. Comic-Con has a bunch of different cosplayers for like games, anime. Heck, even at PAX, I kept seeing Luffy at like Luffy cosplayers.
I mean, yeah, but generally, if I'm going to Comic-Con, I'm cosplaying as a comic book character. I enjoy comics. That is that.
There's many cons in Canada. Never really looked into what could be in Canada, but Canada is not too far from us. At least,
Well, British Columbia is not. Anywhere else would be really far.
Toronto, Alberta, yeah.
Yeah, Vancouver is really close.
Vancouver is the that's the capital, I believe, right?
Vancouver? I don't think that's the capital.
Is it not? I thought it was.
No.
PAX Australia, I think that's cancelled because they didn't do it this year. If PAX Australia was still a thing, I would totally go to it just so I can meet Australian folks.
Just Australia.
I mean, I would meet like other people like Dor, Matt, anybody else over there. Try to see if I can meet them, kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Ottawa is the capital of Canada, Nick.
Ottawa? Where is that? It's on the
It's
east
over.
side?
It's east. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why. Australia just wasn't this year though. Is it in October now? I can't Australia spiders get me all the. I mean, I would be the same, yes, but I've been to not Canada, Australia once before, and I have friends over there too, so I would totally just go there. Eventually, I want to travel a lot of places. One day will. I wouldn't live in Australia, that's for sure. The dangerous lifestyles are dangerous.
What? Never would have thought.
I hate spiders, so yeah, definitely like living in Australia. Even if I were to like fully retire, I would be like, no, never Australia.
Well, yeah, no, I don't like spiders either. I can tolerate the ones we have here, but
It's always on top. I mean, last year it didn't happen. A flamethrower. I mean, Australia is super hot anyway, so.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I couldn't deal with the heat.
At least it's dry heat, not like humid heat. I think it's dry
Well,
heat.
but we also don't have necessarily humid heat.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I would prefer dry heat than humid heat. Because
I don't know, man. I couldn't deal with it at all.
I went to Georgia once to go to my brother's orientation. Worst experience of heat in my life.
Yeah, that would be it. Oh, God.
Technically speaking, I was never born in South Korea, Skull. Like you are. Like you were. I was born in America. Have you been to New York? I've never been to New York. I've always wanted to visit it. I personally don't think I'll ever live in New York City, mainly because not only is the price, and it's far away from a lot of like possibilities I want to do, but at the same time, it's like crowded. Oh, I thought you were, Skull. I always thought you were. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I could be just thinking of Janine, who was born in Germany and moved here. I know from people who was like born in the country and then moved somewhere else. Oh, you lived in... Yeah, that explains it. I thought you were born. Yeah, it feels like you go faster when you teleport.
Well, you probably do.
I think there's like a bit of a push. That's why.
Probably. It's spitting you out.
Just like you spit out any of your disgusting food. I mean, you do spit out food when you do that. Gravity. I mean, if it was gravity, then this first fall wouldn't change that fall. Bleh.
Boy.
She gets it. It's not just gravity. I feel like there's feels like there's a little bit more to this. I make him and Carl all the time. What? Ah! Uh-huh. Oh, you bonk. I heard that I read bonk as like both Carl, and I'm just like, what? Dude, Skull, I'm trying to pay attention to a thing and read chat at the same time. Don't expect me to have English as my top priority in reading things. Besides, I'm not an English major. I would say biology, like Lissa's biology major is more English than my computer science. Did everyone go to school or something? So Lissa and I, the one in the call, did. Skull, we met online. Dragon Hermit, Will, I met through my roommate. And then others, yeah, others I have on my call, I usually have met them through school.
You giving up yet?
Nope. I was like wondering where you were. You were silent.
I said I'd be right back.
I actually did not hear that.
Oh, well, I said it in chat because you were chatting, so.
Oh, I don't have that chat open. I have Justin's channel open of like cake.
Nice.
I was like, where's Lissa? And I just see like cake. I blame Justin.
Blame Justin for cake.
Pretty much, he doesn't share cake with us.
Sorry.
I want cake.
I also want cake.
Get me cake. Lissa, get me cake.
No, you get me cake. It was your idea.
No, but it was my birthday not too long ago. Get me cake.
No, your birthday's already passed.
So your birthday is already passed too, so you get me cake.
Technically, my birthday is now closer than your birthday.
No, actually, it's not. If you're
For the next following year.
following year, yes, but not backwards.
Well, I'm not going backwards. I'm going forwards. You always look ahead, never look back.
It was on September 1st, Skull. I told you already. Yeah, it was on September 1st. It was on the first day of PAX. I turned 28.
Now, how about that?
I had the big 2-8. Soon I'll be hitting the 3-0 soon.
I know.
I'll be hitting the old time mode like Will is feeling.
Old time mode.
Yeah,
Old man mode, you mean?
Old man mode, yeah. Will being like, I feel like an old man, and be like, you're only 30. Happy late birthday, thanks. At this moment, I am 3 years older than you. Only by 3? That's lame.
Wow.
Technically speaking, my brother is only 3 years away from me too. Because his birthday's in November. Once November hits, then he's like, alright, already 4 years ahead. Imagine turning 30 in 2 years. That's embarrassing, bro. Imagine already being 30. That's embarrassing, bro. That's Kraid and Will right there. 34? Oh, are you 34, Sora? Oh, you're 33. Okay. I am 31. Hey, everyone's still young in their 30s. I joke around 30s, but that's like internet meme of like once you hit 30s, then you start feeling like an old man kind of thing. Or old woman. Either way works.
Just start feeling old. That's generally what that is.
Pretty much.
It's not as acceptable to be out partying all night.
Unless you're like a Japanese businessman or something.
Well, I think that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different culture over there.
Hey, don't hate on my man. I will hate on your man as much as I want. I may be 31, but if I completely shave my face, I look 18. No, you don't.
Have you seen him with his face shaven?
Yeah, actually,
No.
I have, honestly. He's shown his face to me without a beard before. I'm just like, you don't look 18. He looks 27. Will or Kraid? I refuse to completely shave my face. I trim the beard down to a stubble. I can't grow out a beard. I tried, and it just looks ugly. I grow it out a little bit because it doesn't look that bad.
Really scrappy looking.
Yeah, I grow it out a little bit just because it actually looks not too bad growing out a little bit, but after a certain point, it needs to get go. Kraid, looks 27 when he's shaven, right? Or when he is right now. Because I could see Kraid being like about 27. If he doesn't shave, that is. You remember all those like baby videos of like kids, babies' dads shaving their beards?
Oh yeah, and the babies don't recognize them.
They'd be like, "Daddy, Daddy!" It's like it's a stranger.
Yeah, I mean, well, that happened with my uncle. Not as babies, but he always had a big old beard when I was young. And then I think sometime when I was a teenager, he completely shaved it all off. And we didn't know until the next family reunion. And I'm like, who is this person? I did not recognize him at all.
If I completely shave, I get carded on things I've never been carded on before. That's why I refuse.
And have a baby face.
I've like even like if I grow out my facial hair a little bit, like my brother would be confused as like the younger brother than me, and like I remember when I was like going into high school and my brother was going into university, a couple people were like, "So what year are you in?" And I'm just like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, a year in this university." I'm just like, "Are you a freshman?" It's like, "No." They make me
Not
feel like
quite.
I'm older than my age, and it's bad. I mean,
I feel old, man.
I guess I could have passed for like an 18-year-old and bought like cigarettes and like alcohol.
Well, you would have been carded, but
Not necessarily. Some people just look at face and then be like, "No, you don't need cards." Not necessarily. I
Well,
say that. Rules, yes, you should be carded, but sometimes they don't based on like what they look like.
I mean, yeah, but generally, you have to be pretty older to not get carded.
You know what's funny is that so you know in Washington State, we get vertical driver's license when we are like under 18 years old or under 18 or 20 years old kind of thing, right?
It's 21. If you're under 21, it's vertical. If you're 21, it's horizontal.
Oh yeah. So I got my new license right before I turned 21, like literally a few days because I wanted to get it before my license expired then. And because I got it a few days before and I wasn't technically 21 yet, they printed out my driver's license as a vertical. And I had to have a vertical driver's license for like another 5-6 years.
Yeah. And some places, even if you are over 21, don't accept a vertical license,
Yeah,
which I think is stupid. But
I remember my first alcohol drink. I was like went to a bar and it's like I had to give him my paper vertical license because I got it and it still hasn't come in yet. And he was like looking at it, reading it, and just be like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, you're 21," kind of thing.
yeah, they scrutinize it a little bit more. It's like,
But but I literally like this year, or yeah, was it this year? No, it was last year. Like literally last year, I finally was able to change my driver's license to a horizontal for the first time ever. So now I have a horizontal license.
you never did it before, Nick? I never knew that.
No, I kept it because it doesn't expire until last year.
Well, yeah, but you can still change it beforehand.
Yeah, but why would I? It doesn't expire.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you don't really drink anyway, so it's not much of an issue.
Yeah. It's like if I went out to drink and even if they said no, I would just be like, just get me a soda then. I still find it funny. It's like I kept that vertical for like most of my time. And
That's pretty funny.
And then it's like just recently I was like, finally, I got the horizontal. Now I'm a true adult.
You know what? They might not have accepted that if you had tried to rent a car. Now that I think about it, because they are really pretty sticklers for about car renting.
Good thing I don't travel that much right now.
Yeah. But now it doesn't matter.
I actually have a horizontal license for once. You know what sucks is that I think like I remember like the enhanced driver's license in Washington State, you get to bypass the Canadian, like you get to bypass, like go to the Canadian border with a driver's license instead of just having a passport, as long as you have enhanced. And then
I have an enhanced license. I've always had an enhanced license, but
yeah, and the issue with that one is that it used to be cost like $80 when I first got it.
yes,
Or like 60, 80
they are
bucks.
more expensive.
Yeah, I paid like $150 just to get my license renewed and get the enhanced driver's license. I'm just like, it like doubled in price.
Well, yeah, because it's essentially a replacement for a passport.
Well, not just that, it also like inflation hit hard.
Well, that too, but that's like for everything. It's not just the license.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember getting it, but it's also like I heard that there's a new rule coming out that for all Washingtonians that they are going to require everyone to get a enhanced driver's license now.
I don't think that's what they're doing. What's happening is that for travel, they're no longer accepting just a license. So you either have to have some form of an enhanced license, or you have to have a passport. That's what's happening.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Because I had to get my enhanced. Oh, you work across the border or something?
It could be for if they have to travel for work.
That's true, yeah. Ha! Yeah, I only get it just in case I want to go past the Canadian border with just a license. I don't want to carry my passport around. Especially since, like, a passport is a lot worse to lose than a license in my book. It's like, yeah, a passport would be a lot worse to lose than a passport, right?
I mean, both sound pretty bad, but a passport's more expensive and takes longer.
That's true, yeah.
To get.
You know what's funny?
To replace.
Yeah, because like Emoto, my roommate, was like actually was gonna get her passport renewed, and it was like what, 10-12 weeks to finally get it to her.
Yeah, it takes a couple months normally.
And I was just like, oh my god, flight attendant with Delta. Ooh, nice. You're a flight attendant too. My mom is actually a flight attendant, but she's with United. She unfortunately hasn't been working for a while, but she's gonna probably go back for a little bit longer before she retires. But yeah, she's been a flight attendant. I had the capabilities of flying on some flights for cheap. I probably will, like, when I start flying more, I probably will start asking my mom to give me give me discounts. Hey, if your family member is a flight attendant, especially your parents, I will abuse that system.
I mean, yeah, most people do.
Give me them tickets. Flight attendant with Delta 7 years. Oh, nice. Anyone who watches this on like a YouTube archive channel or anything like that, I hope you didn't expect me to beat a level in 2 hours.
I know, this is the same one we started off with. We haven't gotten very far.
I only got past the Skykes once. Thanks. I mean, that's why I chat while I do this. It's like, it's one of those things is that I know some people can't chat while they focus on some games like hard like this. It's like, at the very least, I don't take a lot of brain power to focus on some games. Obviously, I will stay silent and not talk with people when it comes to like really focusing on games. I think it's like, I wouldn't say puzzles. Not all puzzles. It's like maybe like reaction-based, quick movement type ones. I would need to do that. Other times there'd just be like platformer, take a break, or glance. Like, I do this like even with Mario Kart. You know what's funny, Lissa? I was rewatching some old clips again because I wanted to see some old clips and like what happened in the past and everything. And I think still one of my favorite clips that we ever had was me saying raw vodka during a Mario Kart stream. It was you, Matt, like Kyle, and like other people, and it was just like, I think Kraid, you were there too. And we were playing Mario Kart, and I was just like, we were talking, and you was like saying having vodka, and I was like, out of nowhere, just said, are you gonna drink raw vodka? And everyone was in disbelief, like, what is raw vodka?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, James was like,
what are you talking about?
It's like, James is like, isn't that just potatoes?
That was an interesting conversation.
Distilled vodka, Kyle says. It's rotten! I mean, technically speaking, it would be raw vodka because you haven't cooked it. Isn't raw just like you just don't cook the thing?
Not necessarily. It's possible. I don't know the full definition of raw. It might be uncooked, or it might just be its natural form, meaning unprocessed in any way.
Yeah, then that would be, it would be potatoes if it was that. But if it's uncooked, then vodka can be raw.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know that answer.
Well, what's Webster's dictionary says?
Oh, hold on. Let me look it up.
I mean, Webster's dictionary is what a lot of people use for definitions, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
I know there's so much blood, Will, but I'm gonna need you to clean this up afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Dictionary in terms of food, raw just means uncooked.
So, in specifically food, right?
Yeah, it says of food.
Okay, so that means vodka can be raw. By that definition, specifically.
Yeah, as I say, other definitions have it as being like untested or unfinished. So
Yeah.
like,
It's just the term. It depends on the context, basically.
yeah.
But wouldn't like does liquid count as food? Because sometimes people consider food as more of the physical you eat through your mouth and not drink kind of thing. I know that there's like people who define it like that.
Yeah, that's a whole other sticky question situation.
English is such a weird definition, weird language.
I hate it. It's
Food is
it's
food.
a very weird time.
Food is food, yes. You know, I still find it funny that when I was younger, I always thought English was like the easiest language ever. And I only thought that because I know English. It's like, why can't
I
everyone
was to say
learn?
you only thought that because that's your first language.
Yeah, no, that was literally that's why I thought that. And I was like, why can't anyone else, like Koreans or like anybody else, learn English? It's like it's easy. As I got older, I'm just like, yeah, no, English is a hodgepodge mess of languages, and I hate it.
We have rules that have exceptions to the rules, and then rules that just get tossed around randomly because they only work in specific contexts. We have words that sound the exact same but have different meanings because of different spellings.
Read,
Spellings that
red.
don't make sense.
Was. You know, did you know that was? Did you know that was not? Or not? What was the sentence? Like, was not was before was is. Yeah, that's the sentence. Something like that.
Yeah, all those tongue twisters.
Yeah. Yep. That isn't in this Dragon's job description. Yes, it is.
The there's all of those fun things.
English is difficult, yes. And that is only counting the actual rules and patterns. If you really think about it, English is also always evolving because people keep making English words on the internet.
Well, slang. So
Yeah.
that's true for any language.
True. And unfortunately, some of those slangs actually become part of the dictionary.
Well, yeah, because they become everyday use words.
And you know what's funny is
Well,
that
it's the same with like Old English. Like if anyone walked around speaking what's considered Old English, most people would have no idea what the hell they're saying.
yeah, because like some words like gay did not mean the way it means now. It was like gay is like having a gay old time. It's just like it means you're really, really happy.
It means happy. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like if you say like I'm gay right now, and it's just like so it's like in current context that does not make any sense. Or yes, it does make sense in a certain way, but it would just be taken differently, basically. But yeah, no, English is just a hodgepodge mess of words and languages from different from different areas and
Different roots.
yeah.
He uses a lot of Latin, but not just Latin. He uses a lot of other, like Greek as well.
And yeah, and all words evolve or change to a different meaning. Like, yeah, and also words have different meanings depending on the context of the sentence.
Yes, that's true. Words can be used as both nouns or adjectives, and then also the meanings themselves.
Or verbs.
Or verbs. I don't know. I just love that they spend years teaching us in school all of these rules for the language, and then they're like, but wait, here's 1,000 exceptions to this rule. And it's like, oh, great.
It's like,
so how do I know about these? And it's like, you just gotta guess.
and it's like, and they expect you to be like, you have to know when I say these words and all that stuff. It's like, but when will I need to know all this? It's like, you don't always need to know it. You just have to know it for these very specific situations that you may or may not ever see in your life.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why do we even have these as exceptions? They're so rare. Why can't we just have like maybe a new word, or better yet, just I don't know, completely different. I don't know.
Or just get rid of the rule.
Yeah. Why does it have to be a rule? Why does it have to be like, oh, this is an exception? It's like, oh. You know what's funny is like I've been watching a YouTube Shorts guy who was also teaching me a little bit of French, and I'm just like, French is weird, too. I feel like French and English are like buddies languages because of just how many exceptions they have.
Well, yeah. Exceptions to their language rules.
I'm Thai and find it difficult with speaking sometimes. I mean, that's understandable. If it's not English is not your first language in any capacity, don't feel shamed. Again, like it's difficult.
Well, yeah, English is difficult, but also it depends on like what your first language is as well. Because like I said, Latin, Greek, those roots are very common in English as well as other European languages. So the vowel sounds can be very similar. They're just used in a different context. But for other languages such as Thai or even like Japanese or Korean, the whole thing is just completely different. It's a whole different structure, a whole different vowel sounds. So it's just learning language from scratch, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, there are languages that I feel like I would be fine with learning just because they have a more simple rule. Like, or they have something similar to English. Like, I honestly think Spanish would be a very easy language, even if I didn't learn it early on. Spanish is very similar to English in many ways. So it's not that hard. It's just that at that point, it's just memorizing what word does what means what word, basically. And then I know that I want to learn Korean because I still suck at understanding Korean. I know I was like interested in learning Chinese, and then I learned that Chinese has like 15 different dialects.
Yeah, every region, all the different dialects.
And that's like even more ridiculous to me than English, because English has like one universal dialect that just has exceptions. China has like, we make different dialects based on your region. And it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, you may not necessarily leave a region, but why can't you guys have the exact same one for other people?
Well, I mean, English is a little bit like that in terms of the words. So, because we say certain things here in the US that, like, people in England use a different word for, and then people in Australia use a different word for, and then people in Canada use a different word for, and all of that.
I mean, that's like...
You can technically think of those as the different dialects.
True, I guess so.
But the overall structure is the same.
Yeah, it's dialect, but it's like, it's still similar wording though. Like the words are still same-ish enough.
Well, if you know the meaning of that other word.
Mm-hmm. And then you guys got all the dialects, like Scottish people or Irish people speaking in English, and then they speak almost gibberish to people because they speak so fast.
Oh yeah, they're very fast.
I like when Sword and Shield, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. They made the female trainer, the main trainer, be Scottish and have a vulgar sounding accent, like vulgar sounding language kind of thing. And it's like, I remember like and I just remember one of the dialogues people said that they always put her as be like, "Hey, oi Slag, you want to be a cheeky Pokemon fight?" And then she's like, "Is the Pope Catholic?" And then it's like people translating in the comments being like, "Yes, that means yes." Languages are interesting. I'll give it that. Not dissing on.
They're very interesting.
Not dissing on any languages. I just like, there's definitely ones that I do not want to learn, just because of how, like,
difficult.
Intimidating, I would say more so. Because not necessarily difficult. Some languages are. Because some people say some languages are like really, really easy to learn, but they look difficult or sound difficult. Italian. Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah.
Never break pasta on the internet, otherwise Italians will see it.
What?
I've been watching some. I've been watching some cooking videos, and some people make jokes of like breaking pasta or something like that. And then everyone was like, the Italians are coming. And then later on, when they get popular enough, they like just have to get some random Italian people or Italian YouTubers and just be like, we're gonna take you, we're gonna kill you or something like that.
Oh my god.
They have a cross and everything, and it's like, be like, no, don't do this.
How dare you? How dare you break the pasta?
Pasta, make cursed pizzas, all that stuff. Gordon Ramsay's, yeah. I finally learned what, randomly, I also finally learned why foie gras is like a banned food in the world. Because I never understood why. I mean, it's like, now I watched a video about it, and I was like, oh, that explains why they're banned.
Yeah.
But I found the guy, and apparently his followers say that he's one of the most ethical foie gras makers in the world. And he says that because it's like, he doesn't overfeed his ducks. He takes a whole year to make them. And then
and it's very limited. He always has a very limited.
You know what we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I watched I don't know what it was. I think it was a documentary, and he was in it, and he talked about his process
Yeah, and
for the fog raw.
Yeah, and it hypnotizes the ducks before he kills them to make it less painful, supposedly.
Yeah, and he has them not in cages. He has them free roaming.
Yeah, he even gets wild ducks here and there too. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets the wild ones. He doesn't put them on a really weird like high fat diet.
Mm-hmm. Like that at that point, it's like, yeah, that technically makes it like more ethical. Yeah. And I do like how he limits it no matter what. I mean, like, I'll never make more than this. It's like, I could, but I won't, kind of thing.
Yes, because he has such a high demand, he could, but he never will. He always limits it to a certain amount every year, and he uses every part. So, like, whatever he doesn't need, he ships out to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And that is like, that's how you make a farm. Like, don't overstuff or don't stress out the animals like we do in America with the chickens.
Well, not just chickens, other things too.
I still want to try certain foods around the world. One of the things I still want to try actual wasabi in the world.
Oh, you mean like actually go to Japan for wasabi,
or any other restaurant in America that actually has can have wasabi rare. It was nice watching you stream and chatting with everyone. No worries, Sarah. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for dropping by. Sorry I didn't make much progress. But
yeah, it was a bit of a lackluster in terms of progress video.
I mean, normally today would be D&D, but you know what? We just chatted. Take care.
Yeah, D&D is still on hold.
Spirit, you will. Yeah, I hope. I'm still aiming to beat it in a little bit. I don't plan on playing this too much longer. I just want to beat this level at this point. I almost feel like if there was a cheat code system into this game, I would totally use it by now.
Yeah, well, we've been on the same level for almost 3 hours.
I mean, we've been randomly chatting for 3 hours, that's for sure.
Well, we've been on this level. We haven't changed the levels.
It sucks that you can't have, like, a skip level feature.
Yeah. Although I suppose that's what makes this game also hard.
So difficult. Will, I need your expertise.
Hello.
Oh, James, I need your expertise.
Well, the expertise on what?
Help me with this level.
Trapland.
Help me with this level.
We have not made any progress. This is still the very first level we've been on all night.
Is this the one that I was on with you guys?
No. That's the second one. This is the different one. This is the first one where I would need to remote play you in. Want to attempt this for a little bit? I don't plan on going for too much longer.
Oh, I'm pretty tired.
No, you're not tired. I'll hypnotize you. You're not sleepy anymore.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Does anyone have a lantern? Or flashlight? Anyone have a compass that I can dangle with?
Dangle it. Why don't you just ask for a yo-yo?
Yeah. It has to be a special kind of yo-yo.
A special kind of yo-yo, but any compass is fine.
Yes. Whatever they use in like the movies, and it'd be like, this is what you feel like.
I'm pretty sure they use almost like a pocket watch in the movies.
Yeah, that's it, the pocket watch. But it's like technically any item can be a hypnotizing item. You just have to go in a certain rhythm.
Yeah.
It's just that second one. Oh, what?
Uh-oh. What happened?
I think my controller finally died.
Well, like I said, it's been 3 hours.
Well, it looks like the batteries are finally gone. Oh, I'll take a breather on that one.
I think this is a sign, Nick.
Give me another, like, few tries.
I think even your controller is like, nah, man, I need a break.
I mean, yeah, I'll call it in a little bit, but I'm like, as long as I get to the end, like, I am the second column. What happened to the character? There it is.
There it is.
Apparently, you have to press start, otherwise you don't appear.
Oh, well, yeah, that could be an issue.
Like, I'm getting to the bottom, like, semi-consistently.
Yeah, the first part now, definitely.
I mean, the first part is pretty easy, honestly.
It's just all timing, like everything else.
It's not just timing, but it's like if you move too much or too soon.
Yeah, it's a very narrow window.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate about this part. Is just like there's no breathing room, and it's like at the very end, it's like you have no breathing room too.
Alright, we're gonna play the Bloody Trapland 3 if they make one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if they make a third one, I would play it.
I mean, the second one is a lot better in terms of like levels, controls and levels.
And levels.
This one is just more of like, let's just put things together and see how long it, how tough we can make it. Okay, so I have to jump up. Wait. Okay, cool.
Don't forget about the block.
Ah! I jumped there!
You looked like you almost got some lag right there.
I guess like I wasn't too used to the conveyor. The conveyor belt is moving so fast.
Yes, that's kind of the point of the conveyor belt.
I mean, some of them move not too fast. Like in the past levels.
Well, I think it just depends what direction it's going.
True. I wouldn't put past these developers at this time. They would try to make the conveyor belt opposite direction of that ball, but they found it too difficult for them. So they had to, like, actually make it go forward.
Yeah. Well, because that ball swing is swinging pretty fast.
Put a wrecking ball there.
Well, you could consider it a wrecking ball.
I mean, it is kind of a wrecking ball, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, there we go. Alright, the question is, how am I supposed to do this?
Very carefully. It looks like you're fine if you're like dead center on that spring. but
Yeah, but I'm trying to see where this person jumped. Okay. So this person didn't jump. He went to the top one, jumped in the middle, so the move. Okay. Woo.
and now it's just all timing.
I'm just watching this guy how he does it, so I can actually copy what he's doing.
Yeah, because this is all timing now.
Yeah, I just need to know when he moved. That's all. Okay.
You got this, Nick.
Oh, well, messed up there.
Oh no! Yeah,
I-
don't go through the teleporter.
That one goes there. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I kind of know now what to do. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, the second half is what gets... It's just the first half that gets me. God dang it. Oh my god.
Yeah, you did that really fast once you got to the second portion.
Because I knew that when it came to the second part, even if I didn't know those parts, I probably would have figured it out eventually, kind of thing.
Yeah. Nice, you made it. We at least progressed one level.
Yeah, the question is like how much longer will it take for these? I'm just trying to see like this one. This one is a weird timing. This one is like, what is this? The balls are not changing. Oh, you can't even hide there. Okay. So you actually have to run through that. Oh, you know what? I think they slightly are... Is it just me? Or they are going a little bit off time a little bit? No, I think they are going off time a little bit.
I mean, they might be.
I mean, isn't it like normal for like some like physics where if a like light or balls go in like a same direction kind of thing, it changes the they slightly go off rhythm a little bit.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just like I'm thinking like you know like how turn signals they have this general same rhythm and they eventually go back to the same timing with each other, but then
Well, that's just because they're at different time blinks. So yeah, if you wait long enough, eventually they'll be in sync for like a short period of time, and then it'll change again because they're naturally off-putting. Or not off-putting, but naturally different. So if you sat there long enough, eventually they would probably be in sync, but only for a short window.
Okay, I gotcha. This level is not difficult. This is again one of those levels that is just like it's clear. It's not difficult. It's just the last level was worse, basically.
Yeah, because there was so little room for error. This one's all just timing based and getting that down. It looks like
this is not bad once you know like the pattern. Like again, if you know the pattern, then it's like it's a lot easier for this stuff. And I wouldn't be complaining as much, but when it comes to like the little error rooms, then that's not really fun. That's more of like how good is your reflexes or adaptability kind of thing. Yeah, I think I could do this in a little bit. I also want to just feel better than just doing one level.
make a little more progress so it's not like 3 hours from one level just to complete the last 4 or 5.
Oh yeah. Well, pff. Yeah, basically. I also want to go back to Bloody Trapland 2 because that's just way better than this version.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to complete Bloody Trapland just to complete it, but I like Bloody Trapland 2 better. Just the controls and the levels. I like it a lot better.
I personally will say let's just try some of the secret ones after we're done, because some of the secret ones, again, like, before the second to last world, they weren't that bad. These levels are just unnecessarily hard.
Well, because they're also the end levels.
Yeah. I mean, we've tried the Bloody Trapland, like, the lava world and stuff, and in 2, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, it was difficult, but it wasn't too bad.
Well, there were a couple levels in there that were really, really hard, but I don't know, they just got better, I think, in their level design.
Oh, yeah, big time, basically. Like, that just shows how much they actually took care of making it a little bit more fair. Oh, right, I should have ducked there. That's just my natural instinct. Because this game made me into a different type of being.
Change your perspective on life.
It made me. Oh, there's a gun. I just noticed that there's a gun.
Oh, you know what? I didn't notice that either. That's gonna make that 10 times more difficult.
Oh, that conveyor belt. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's going opposite, so that's gonna be an interesting one time.
Can I jump over that spike? No, I have to jump over that spike.
I don't know. It looks really tall.
Yeah, but there's no other way to it. I can't move while ducking.
Yeah, because of the conveyor belt too.
So you have to jump over it. See, the beginning part is not too bad. It's, again, like, if you just know the timing, then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that over the falling spikes of death any day.
That are just large enough to barely squeeze your hitbox by. And if you're just a little, like a pixel out of line, then you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can jump over those spikes. It's just, that's the tight window right there.
Yeah, well, with the saw, and then also the conveyor belt is moving you, so...
And then you got the bullet. That's not nice level design. That's like, let's just see how much we can put into it before we call ourselves complete a-holes. Like, they are not a-holes right now just because, like, oh, we made it possible for you to win. How long
and also, it's the end game, so let's throw everything we have at them.
Also, Will, you asked how long it take for the first level. Sorry, I didn't see it right away. 2.5 hours.
The first one of the night?
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Oh, that took almost 3, Nick.
I mean, according to my... Well, let me look at my Twitch stream. How long has it been taking? I've been streaming for like 2 hours and 46 minutes, so minus about like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, about 2.5.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking for like a while about random topics and everything. Not like my streams never does that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, what was it? I think my game crashed about an hour in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe. So Nick's been working on this for an hour and a half by himself.
I mean, to be fair, like, this shows that with rage-inducing games like this, I can play rage-inducing games or, like, the long, like, the difficult, like, unfair or very difficult games in general. Do I really dedicate myself all the time? No. Heck no. These are like one of the rare exceptions I will actually go out of my way to try to beat the game. But there is like, I don't go out of my way to play like some of the most infuriating games of all time. I'm not that kind of content
like
creator.
Unfair Mario or whatever it's called.
Kaizo Mario. Like, there's that.
Getting over it.
Yeah, getting over it, it's like, I can see myself actually beating it. But I probably will just get more tired of going out. Because, like, there's no breaks in it, right? Can you not save during between?
Oh, you can save.
Nope.
Oh, you can save.
You can't
It'll
save?
remember your yeah.
Okay, so you can save.
But yeah, one wrong move and you could fall all the way down, and
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, and
So-
I'll make a few of that. It's like, I can see myself beating it, but do I want to? I honestly don't. I personally don't think I really want to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly just because it's like, I just don't feel the appeal to beat it, really. This one is just more funny, to be honest, because it's cats exploding.
And you can kill each other.
And that too. It's like the card game, Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
Have you
There you
played that?
go.
Have you played that game, Lissa?
Oh yeah, I played it a lot in university when it first came out.
Didn't
It's
I
a
also
fun
play it
game.
with
I
you?
even have it actually. No, I don't think I ever played it with you guys.
Yeah. I swear, because I have it. I have the NSFW edition.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, you have it too?
I might have played it once with you guys, but
I like how Exploding I like how that card. What? Okay, well, I didn't realize I was on there. I like how I remember Cards Against Humanity was our go-to card game in university at the beginning for like a few months, and
well,
then
because that's what was still popular.
yeah, but it got old really fast,
Yeah, once you've seen all the combinations.
or seen all the cards really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, unless you buy the expansion packs or whatnot, but
I still have my copy in my closet, so technically I can whip it out anytime I want. I said whip.
whip it.
Whip it, okay.
Whip it, we're good.
No.
What, you do not want to whip it, James? Lissa, James doesn't want to whip it with me.
I think he's too tired. He sounds like he's half asleep.
Oh no, it's just late at night, so I'm always quiet. Or I try to be.
Well, I'll
Actually,
make.
whippets is slang for getting high off aerosol.
Is it actually a slang?
Yeah.
God dang. I just say whip it for as a joke, really.
Well, and also the song.
Oh yeah, the Disney Channel song. Disney Channel made a lot of weird shows.
Yeah. But they were also good. Depending.
Which one was your favorite?
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Drake and Josh was Disney, right?
Nope, that's Nickelodeon.
Ah, damn it. I always get them confused.
I mean, they both made live action shows, yeah. I need a duck there, okay. I know that one of my favorites shows on Disney Channel was like Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, yeah. I did really like Wizards of Waverly Place.
Selena Gomez. I did actually have a crush on her when I was younger.
Oh, you did. Oh, that's fun.
It was one of my like early celebrity crushes.
Who?
Selena Gomez, the main character for Wizards of Waverly Place.
Hmm.
The singer.
I mean, I'll admit that. I think a lot of people did too with her when they watched it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I never grew up with like stuff like Hannah Montana. I know it existed, but I never really wanted to watch
Oh, yeah. I watched Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I loved.
it. I never really grew up with that either. Like, well, it's like it's weird because like I always thought it was like a meh like show or I never rewatched it. And when I actually watched it, it was already over, and I watched Sweet Life on deck.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sweet Life on Deck was fine. I think I prefer the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, the original, more than
Yeah.
the on deck one.
I think now that I'm older, yeah, I definitely see that.
Mhm. No writing the luggage carts in my lobby.
Esteban!
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to turn on the radio? Would you like M or Fim? And I like how like there was like that one episode where all of them were because the boss was arriving at the hotel. It's like, oh no, the boss is gonna fire someone because he's always notorious like that, right?
Yeah.
And then and be like, everyone is like, we love you and all this stuff. And then just like someone made a mess and then just be like, the one random lady is like, I ain't cleaning that up. And he was like,
Oh yeah, the
Lady-
housekeeper.
yeah, you're fired. And he's like, what? Why? And I'm just like, he's like, yeah, because we didn't want anyone fired. We just hired her. He's like, yeah, where's my where's my $20? He's like, do you have change for 100? No. To be fair though, I think she deserves at least 100 because she saved all their jobs.
Probably, but
I just yeah, no, like during that era, sitcom shows were a thing. And now apparently Zoe 101 is getting its sequel. I know there's been a lot of talk.
really?
I think
I
there's
didn't know that.
I think Zoe 102 is out now. I'm not 100% certain. You have to look it up.
Oh damn.
I know that iCarly is still going on. I know that
Yeah. Well, they just made a new one. That's what it was.
yeah, but the season 3 is going on. And I grew up with iCarly, and I get Jeanette McCurdy, the Sam character, the blonde chick, why she doesn't want to return back, and I totally get it. I really do. But I still a part of me is like still sad that Sam, a character, will never return back. Like,
I mean, does she just want to move on?
it's more of like
Well, there was some drama as well.
she was traumatized basically.
Yeah.
Not only with Dan Schneider, but because our parents forced her to when she really didn't want to. I mean, she put her A game on, so I'll give her kudos to that with everything going on.
Oh yeah, she was a great actor for that, but actress, I suppose. But yeah.
So yeah, and I get it. I know that she doesn't want to go back to it just because of all that stuff has happened. So yeah, all on her. I just personally still would have liked to see Sam one more time, at least in one season of her returning. And that's just not my own personal selfish take. She can still do whatever she wants to choose. So is Zoe 102 actually out right now, Lissa? Did you check that?
I don't know. I didn't know it was coming out.
I know that
I don't
there
know,
were
man.
talks.
I liked Zoe 101. I don't know if I would watch Zoe 102 though.
I know that I know it existed, but I know that I never grew up with it, so it's not a show that I would say I would watch. If I had Paramount, I would watch iCarly because I grew up with that show.
Yeah, I grew up. Well, I watched both, but because Zoe 101 came out before iCarly.
Yeah, so did Drake and Josh. But you know, it's funny because like Drake and Josh, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and like all that stuff, like I remember those being on and like making the shows and everything. But there was a part of me, like a big part of me back in the day, where it's like I only want to watch cartoons. I never want to
Well,
watch
because we
live
were still
action.
really little when those were coming out.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why I didn't want to watch Hannah Montana. Well, first off, it was a girl show. I didn't want to get judged for watching a girl show, but I watched like Totally Spies and whatnot kind of thing.
Yeah, Totally Spies was great. Kim
Oh,
Possible.
did you? Okay, so here's a good, sad and sad thing about Totally Spies. So did you know that they're actually making a 7th season now?
No, I didn't.
Well, it is confirmed, but it's already getting a bit of a backlash with it.
Oh.
Because apparently the people who are making the Totally Spies 7th season did not want to pay union pay, so they replaced all actresses and actors.
That's
Even the actress came out on Twitter saying like, no, she would have loved to get back on it, but nope. They didn't want to pay union taxes.
that really sucks.
I know, it really is. It's like, why would you make a 7th season and all that?
Well, yeah, because if it's going to be completely different, then what's the point?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, especially with like, it's using the exact, like, I get reboots are one thing, but using not only the same characters, but also using the exact continuation of the same series, I don't know. Unless the actors are like literally like retired, they don't want to go back, kind of thing. That's
well, yeah,
fine.
it'd be different if they didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So, but one of them clearly wanted to come back, and they just didn't want to pay union, and I'm just like. Yeah, I'm more upset about that, really.
oh well, definitely. Well, considering all the strikes and stuff that's going on now too, so.
Yeah, and I'm still upset that the strike's still going on right now.
Yeah. They've been at it for a long time.
Yeah, and it's like that should not be a thing.
No.
They just
It's
need to
really
pay them.
unfortunate for them.
Just pay them.
Not only that, they should actually do a more fair, like, everything. Oh my god!
Oh Jesus.
Oh, that's such a troll.
Did they have to put a face on there too?
That's evil.
They put a face?
They put
I
a
didn't
face.
see that.
They had a smiling face. Crush me.
They're like, haha.
You know
How
that
you doing?
Mojo,
Do you like the game so far?
you know that Mojo Jojo meme where it's like, that's the most evilest thing I could imagine.
Yeah,
Oh
basically.
my god, yeah.
That's the most evilest thing I ever. Dude, Mojo Jojo was a funny villain, but I don't know. I think like as a kid, I found him funny, but as an adult, I find him endearing at this point. I don't know. I kind of find him more of annoyance at this point, but that's me. Maybe because I got older.
I mean, probably.
Yeah. Him though, him is still creepy.
Yeah, he's creepy.
It's like, that's a children's show? It's like, you abandoned us. I'm just like, what kind of show is this? I thought this was a children's show.
Well, Curse the Cowardly Dog was also a children's show.
That show would not pass as kids nowadays. That
No.
never will ever pass kids ratings nowadays.
Nowadays, no, but I loved it as a child.
I
That was
liked it
one
as
of
a
my
child, but
favorites.
there were a couple episodes that I straight up would never want to watch. Return to Slab, definitely one of them.
Oh, I watched that several times.
There was that one. I forget the episode like purpose of it, but there was one. Well, the chicken one was also the chicken ones were kind of creepy because of the transformation and everything.
Oh yeah.
But what?
I think the Return the Slab episode traumatized people so badly that, like, I swear it comes up in conversation at least once a week, like, just with random people.
Pretty much. With therapists, it's like.
I mean, yeah, if Courage the Cowardly Dog comes up, Return the Slab comes up. That is 100%.
And then,
Or things that scare you as a child.
yeah, I think that, and like I forget the episode. It was some kind of like cursed tablet in their house or something like that. But it was like this face, white. It was covered in white, and you could see like the eyes like blackened out, kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
I forget that episode specifically.
And it had a little more realism to it
Yeah,
than the rest of the cartoon. Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, I don't know what episode that one, but that one was.
I have no idea.
That one was creepy. That was one of my other creepy ones. I was like, ugh. I think my favorite episodes, though, were generally when Eustace is actually being nice or actually stays alive at the end.
And doesn't get turned into anything.
Like, there's times where he actually loves Muriel and actually gives her a hug, and I'm just like, aww. And then I remember there was, like, one where he and Muriel got cursed because Eustace basically did not pay for a pendant or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, and he took the bug from Muriel, and it was like, that one was not too bad personally. That was definitely one of the more tamer ones. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a cartoon that I don't think will ever.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great, but man, it was gonna be revived at one point, but then never came back.
Yeah, well, I think it would be a little bit harder to revive Courage nowadays.
I mean, there was the Popeye movie, that was for sure, that I got upset about, that got canceled for the Emoji movie.
Oh, yeah.
Literally,
yeah, I like Popeye as well.
The movie was canceled only because Sony thought the Emoji movie would do better.
Yeah. I don't know, people make mistakes sometimes.
That was a big mistake.
Well, yeah.
I will say, my hope, and I want to try to hopefully maybe one day make a movement out of it, is make a continuation of the Hot Wheels Accelerators movie series that was out in Cartoon Network and every time.
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen that.
They're on YouTube right now. I think they still are. There we go. That's face.
Oh yeah, there's the face. He was smiling at you.
I knew it!
No!
Oh my god, I knew it! I was like, this... I knew it!
That whole area is gonna have faces all over it.
I specifically was like, this seems way too easy. I was just like... No, it's like, there had to be something.
Oh no.
There's gotta be something.
There's always something. It's like, this is too easy. Oh, yep, it was.
But no.
That's upsetting.
Actually, Lissa, I would totally show you the Accelerations and Hot Wheel movies, and I will rewatch it because I love that series, and I want them to continue it because, like, in a sense of a spoiler, the last movie of the whole series ends it off on such a cliffhanger, and it never continues.
Oh, I hate that when they end it purposely on a cliffhanger because there's plans to continue it, but then they never come out. That happens so much.
Well, the issue is that there were plans, but I think like the report I read was like the Mattel thought Accelerates, because Accelerates was getting super popular. Okay, so I have to just run underneath it, okay. Was getting super popular. They thought it would be too popular, so they just canned it before they got too popular. And I'm just like, that is not how you... Mark, that's not how you do things.
Yeah, if it's popular, then you milk it until it becomes unpopular. That's how you do things.
Or when you respect the creators and say, like, yeah, we're done, kind of thing, for once.
Yeah.
Dexter's
I
Lab...
mean, sometimes if like people's like expectations kind of run away, like I think that's part of the reason like why you sometimes don't see sequels to like long like people like something where people are like, oh yeah, this would have been so great if they just made a sequel. But like sometimes, you know, the first one everyone loved it so much that like it's hard to not disappoint people, you know, because they have all of these like...
Yeah, I do feel that because it is really hard to make a sequel that's just as good or better than the original. But if you purposely leave off on a cliffhanger because there's plans in the like works or thinking of a sequel, then that's really annoying to me.
I think the mindset of that is normal, but I think one way to... I took that right up the butt. I think what people should rather focus on instead of like trying to meet the first one is always trying to meet the basic expectations as making a sequel that's worthy of calling it a sequel, not necessarily to be better, because it's really hard again like to make a sequel better than the first one. But there's always a basic expectation to at least make it slightly different or something new to add, kind of thing. Continue a story in a sense.
Yeah, answer the unanswered questions.
Yeah, and in fact, if you make it satisfactory, I think that's good enough for a sequel. Some people like to go further than that, and I think that's fine. But if you're trying to make a sequel to anything, always try to go for, in a sense, the bare minimum, and then add more to it if you can.
Yeah.
And if you can't really, then I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think that you just took the route that doesn't kill you, in a sense. So, Dexter's Laboratory, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Ed and Eddie are all on Adult Swim Monday through Friday, starting at 5. Those are on Adult Swim?
Oh my god, I loved all of those.
I mean, for one thing, I get Courage the Cowardly Dog being on Adult Swim. That makes sense to me.
Yes. Ed and Eddie, I can also see. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is a little more surprising.
I mean, Ed and Eddie, I get it being more PG because people are more stickler for slapstick now. But I don't think it's adult-oriented. Or, in a sense, teen.
There's some innuendos in Ed and Eddie.
You say that, but there's a lot of innuendos in other cartoons.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I can't jump over that. Got it. You know what? Maybe I could... But Dexter's Laboratory? Really?
Yeah, Dexter's Laboratory is surprising.
And then Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, yeah, that gets pretty graphic and creepy at times.
I loved Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
I remember do you remember when Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, before it became a show, remember there was like a pilot of Eva Carne or whatever?
You'd have to show me the pilot. I watched it too many times. I don't remember each individual episode or pilot.
Well, I mean, basically, like, before Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was a thing, Maxwell Adams, the creator, was like, it was during the era of Cartoon Network where it's like, gives people money to make a pilot episode, and then they just be like, put it onto Cartoon Network, and then they see, like, if it's popular enough with an audience, kind of thing. And... Okay, so I can't do that. And they tested out the audience, right? So
yeah.
they tested out, and if it's popular enough, they give a budget. So when he made the pilot. He made 2 shows in a sense. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy and Evil Concarnate, I guess. It was like Evil Grim or something like that. Where you saw the pilot of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which was popular, which made it to the show. But then the evil incarnate, which was Scar's like other show and TV. You know General Scar from Grim Invisibility. He added him to the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And like he was part of that show, and it was like about like a dead bear and everything like that. But that show apparently was not that popular, so it was never picked up. But he, I guess, like Maxwell Adams kept the characters, and so he brought them, at least General Scar, into the main series of Grim vs. Billy and Mandy. It's an interesting.
Yeah, well, that's kind of fun to do.
It's an interesting tidbit, and it's like same thing with Codename Kids Next Door. Like I remember those shows where I remember watching some random pilot episodes, and I always wondered what they were because I remember there was like a bathtub like show pilot thing. I don't know if anyone has it on the internet, but there's like a bathtub cleaning, like I think it was a bathtub cleaning man. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm here to save like the cleaning world or whatever kind of thing.
No, I don't remember that. I'm sure I watched some of those pilot episodes. I just don't remember any of them.
And that's fine. They only happened like once or twice on shows before people voted on who they wanted to go, or based on audience attention rate kind of thing. Yeah, it shocked me about 2 weeks ago that Dexter's Library came on at 5 p.m. and then Ed and Eddie after that, and then later on during the commercial, then 4 shows mentioned, like, again, like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, I get, like.
I can also get Ed and Eddie, but Dexter's Laboratory is surprising.
Well, Ed and Eddie, I still would argue is like I get it's like slapstick, but I wouldn't put it on Adult Swim personally. I'll put it more PG because, like, again, it's like Adventure Time, like a little of a guidance. I would say Adventure Time is more graphic and innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
And that was put on regular cartoon just because of just like the whole thing, regular show and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, regular show was.
Yeah, regular show should probably be on Adult Swim.
I mean, Close Enough was basically regular show with adult humor.
Like you.
I mean, I mean, the creator even said when he pitched the idea, he was even shocked that it was even greenlit. To be fair, when you do like a joke pitch and stuff like that, I feel like that is normal feeling to be like, I'm shocked that this even got like noticed by anybody.
I think about regular show a lot.
What'd you say, James?
I said I think about regular show a lot.
Yeah, I never. It was definitely during the era of when I stopped watching like the TV like Cartoon Network as a TV show. But I watched some of the episodes and I was like, this was a TV show for kids?
Yeah, I watched it a little bit. I was never really into the regular show.
It was always just kind of just really bizarre stuff. Like not in like.
There's a lot of random stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of old adult humor, like basically like old cassettes tapes, like all that stuff. Like this is like old stuff. Like it's mainly meant for adult, but as a kids show.
But yeah, like every day, like because every day, like people talk about coffee a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's I told you about the sentient coffee being in regular show.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, like every time someone mentions coffee, I just think of that coffee bean. He's like coffee, and he squeezes his nipples and
oh my god.
Yeah, and that's how he.
That sounds like something that'd be in that show. Yep.
You know what show that I kind of wish that was in our childhood? It was Amazing World of Gumball.
That was in my childhood. I watched that.
Do you remember the egg?
No, that was like when we were like in high school to getting to university.
Amazing World. No, that was beforehand.
No, Amazing World of Gumball wasn't. It's a later show. Like it was 2014, 2015 started.
Really?
Yeah, you're thinking of something else.
I must be thinking of something else.
I never watched Amazing World of Gumball, but I stumbled on a clip on YouTube of like the balloon like absorbing an eggplant.
Oh yeah, that one.
I was like, what?
What is this?
Welcome to the
What's going
Amazing World
on?
of Gumball.
Like
I
that.
watched a few episodes of it, and I do genuinely say it is a surprisingly um it's a surprising good show actually. One of my favorites is definitely the budget show where they have lost a lot of money, so they kept losing parts of the house and couldn't afford groceries and stuff, right? But they can get a deal with basically the McDonald's of the show, make a commercial and being like sellouts kind of thing, but they can make money. And I like how the show progressively shows them losing possession of their stuff and they eventually loses their house. But but the funny thing is that they went above and beyond and they start losing their drawing, like animation, so they like
Oh
their
yeah.
mouths stop being animated well. They start drawing them poorly. The 3 animations start being worse. They lose the music. Everyone starts disappearing, and then they went even to just storyboard to sticky notes. And I'm just like, the hard, like, and my brother even mentioned, like, the hard thing about animation is to force yourself to be a bad animator.
Yeah. I loved when shows did that, where they like took the fourth wall and like started drawing them in like a different version purposely, and they were like, "What? What is wrong with me? I look different."
That too,
So,
yeah. I also think like definitely one of my also a childhood show that I actually enjoyed a little bit was Duck Dodgers, the 21st century one, and not the old one.
oh
I'm talking about
yeah.
like the 2000s one.
Yeah, the 2001. I forgot about Duck Dodgers. That was, yeah, I liked that a lot too.
That one
Back when they were still doing a lot of Looney Tune stuff too.
yeah, and that was a really good show. It ended up season 2 ended off on a really good note, but they made a season 3 which kind of made it a little bit sour because it was like
Yeah.
they made it like a good end off kind of thing. But I think like one of my favorite like it's also that I was thinking of like you remember Megas XLR?
Mm, no.
Have you never seen Megas XLR, Lissa?
If I have, I don't remember it.
Giant robot car man.
Mm, no.
Yeah, I mean it was
I saw Transformers.
which one?
I don't know, several.
I know Transformers Animated was a good one, and I watched that.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people hated it at the beginning, and I mean I get it. When you first see it, it's very much a simple show.
It's interesting.
But I know that Megas XLR was definitely one of my childhood shows, and it was like it was I liked it because it was stupid and chaotic, but it definitely aged in the era of where it was made because it made references to like the old video games already, and like how pay-per-view wrestling was a thing, kind of thing. Like it's a show of it's a product of its time, and even the creator was like, if I were to make Megas XLR today, it wouldn't be Megas XLR today or something, like it wouldn't work today.
Yeah.
Just because of how old you have to be. But yeah, no, Megas XLR was definitely one of those shows. Ben 10?
Ben 10 I liked for the first several seasons at least.
You watched
First
Ben
little bit.
10, Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, and Omniverse?
I don't think I ever watched the Omniverse.
That was definitely a later one, yeah. That was like during like 2013, so
Yeah.
I definitely would stop watching cartoons around then. Any other shows, Lissa?
I mean, there's probably a ton. I just don't know if I can remember them right now.
Let's see. Samurai Jack.
Uh, I watched it a little bit when I was really little, but it was kind of already on its way out by the time I was old enough to really appreciate it.
The fifth season was definitely rushed, but I think the game apparently gave him a proper ending.
Yeah, I never played the game. I only ever watched it.
I have the game on limited
Oh,
run.
cool.
Sealed. Makes it more valuable.
I liked whenever they brought him back to do like collaborations essentially with other cartoons.
Oh, during the bumpers. Yeah. I love that. That was peak. That was peak Cartoon Network era.
Yeah, whenever they would just do a bunch of weird collabs with other cartoons.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Codename Kids Next Door was definitely during that era of like was good shows, but
Yes, I loved Codename Kids Next Door. That's great.
It really upsets me that they still haven't greenlit Galactic Kids Next Door. I would watch that.
Yeah, I would watch that too.
I would be like, it'd be like if it's on HBO or not HBO Max. It's called Max now. God dang it. I would watch on Max because like it's something that I was like looking forward to. It's like when they put out everything like that, and I was just like, oh my god, this is actually a thing. And I'm just like, even the creator is getting behind it with the original actors.
Mm-hmm.
I like how like when the actors actually posed in their Codename Kids Next Door form, they were missing one person, like number 2, mainly because the one actor plays number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, they're missing one person.
Just Photoshop him in twice. That's fine.
Pretty much. They should have done that, to be honest.
That would have been pretty funny if they did.
But the creator said at least years ago when it was first was out, it was like he's not gonna give up on it. He's gonna try again at another point, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that the CEO of Cartoon Network right now is considering jumping on some surprise like old school stuff. So I think some people are hoping on certain things like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of stuff is being redone, so.
It's nostalgic era, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and I definitely would be totally down watching a Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh, I would 100% watch one. I loved Codename Kids Next Door. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Codename Kids Next Door was definitely one of my favorites, and I always wanted to be like, I want a treehouse just for this.
Yes.
Like, it was definitely one of those,
I think it made it better because at the time of me watching it, I had a teenage sister, older sister, who was definitely like, I was like, oh, she's always out. She's gonna ruin my plans.
I'm gonna steal her bra for battle-ready armor. You remember that episode, right?
I remember that episode, yeah, with number 5's older sister.
Yeah. It's like, battle-ready armor, and then they were just wearing it. I'm just like, what? and then later on, you just see them actually wear it, and it's like, you just see all the teen guys just wear it after they get out of the armor. It's like, this just looks stupid, but at the same time, funny.
I think it was a pretty funny concept how they did that.
It's a bra. No, it's a battle-ready armor. I think like one of my favorite ones from the Codename Kids Next Door era too was when Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, also like that was the era they did a lot of crossover too, and like
yeah.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy did a couple big crossovers. Like they had the alien thing, which it was like I think was each they basically had the order of who was gonna do what in the arc, but each episode each creator was doing their own thing with the aliens kind of thing.
Yes,
And
I do remember that.
yeah, and I was like, Grim Adventures was just flat out weird.
Well, it was a weird show, so.
Mm-hmm. And then when they did the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy Codename Kids Next Door one, I knew it. When they did the Codename Kids Next Door one, I was like, that one was a big crossover because they also made references to other shows. Like Ed and Eddie made a brief appearance in that.
Yes.
And I like how Mandy was like, yeah, I'm number one. And it's like, everyone was stupid. It's like, she's not number one. I am. And then it's like, oh, number 5 was the only person to be like, yeah, she's not number 1. Cartoon Network was cool when those crossovers happened because like that showed a lot of creativity.
Yeah, I really like those. I always thought that was fun seeing them in together in an episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know who was being crossed over with who.
That's true, yeah.
It was always a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, but now Cartoon Network does like simple shows. I still like how Cartoon Network also pushed out a MMO called Fusion Fall, and I still say that was like one of the best products of all time. They just didn't capitalize on it much.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember that.
Well, there's fan servers and people trying to keep the product alive. For multiple reasons, kind of thing. And I'm gonna make Will and James play it with me.
Have you told them that yet?
Multiple times, yeah. Will is on here, he can confirm. And I know James, I've told him before, but we're not going to another MMO until we beat SWTOR. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait on SWTOR, Will, until next month, because that's when James is going to be able to download it again.
Again? James got rid of it?
No, this computer doesn't have it.
Okay.
He's never downloaded it. Because he downloaded Starfield, which was 150 gigabytes already. And apparently he had to download a 120 gigabyte update?
Yeah, day one. And I was like, this update is as big as the game.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's a good thing we gave you that terabyte hard drive. Otherwise, because like he has like only a it's a 500 gigabyte SSD, right? And it has the Windows. So it's basically, if you were put everything on that, he would already
that's not
be full.
very much then.
Yeah, he would already be full. It's like, uh-oh, James. Just means I'll play SWTOR on my other characters. No. Okay, so that's what they did. Can you guys imagine just like someone playing an MMO with different... Oh yeah, Lissa, since James and Lissa are here, What do you guys think? You want to play Boulder Gate soon, or you want to wait for a sale?
I've got enough on.
I mean, I'm fine with playing it soon. It's just, it depends when you want to play it.
James,
Um,
you got Starfield still, but yeah. Let's go play Baldur's Gate soon, because I want to try it on my Steam Deck and see how that ruins it. It's funny because, like, one time recently I actually had to fix my Steam Deck because it wouldn't turn on at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, like, it was during the time where I was, like, after PAX, and I was charging it with my Switch dock power cable, and it was like, I made sure online it wasn't overcharged, and then they said, like, it should be fine because it's well within the power limit. And then I was playing Transformers Devastation, a game. And from there, it just wouldn't turn on. And so I tried a lot of things. And then I ultimately decided to rip it open and do a unplug and replug in the battery kind of thing. Because everything looked fine. Everything seemed fine. There was nothing broken. Everything was pressing correctly. So I finally just unplugged the power and put it back in, and it actually magically fixed. I think
So bizarre.
Yeah, I think it somehow got into a glitch state where it was forever frozen, and I could never turn it off or turn on. And it would also, here's the thing: it never was able to charge too. Like a light indicator that it tells me to when it's charging was not charging.
Oh, yeah, it somehow just completely froze the whole system.
Yeah, and it was, but somehow unplugging the battery, specifically the battery,
Well,
fixed it.
when you take out the battery of most electronic devices, it automatically restarts like the whole system.
Yeah, so that made me think is that, I mean, it made me think that it made me think that the whole situation with the system was that it was forever frozen for some reason, like a standby state, so it could never turn off for some reason, and it basically prevented all the charging and everything to work internally, which is weird to
Yeah.
say, honestly.
But yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it would go in, how it would do that, but I mean, I'm sure it happens.
Mm-hmm. Like, I honestly think it was just like one of the like rare occurrences that it's really difficult to replicate.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
honestly,
so rare.
I
It's
don't-
just
I honestly do not know how it did that. Luckily, I didn't lose any progress in my game because I was at a save point where I stopped. And I was just like, okay, here's me stopping, and then I'll come back for it in a little bit, kind of thing.
mm-hmm. Okay, well, I don't know how much longer you're planning on playing, Nick, but I'm gonna head out.
If you're gonna
So-
head out, then I'll call it quits then.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost there.
Almost there. Just a little bit longer.
We've got
So-
three more levels to do. That level is not difficult.
I just need to get the timing down for certain things. That stupid happy face flipping block.
That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Okay.
knew it. I just knew it. Some of them were happening.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little troll at the end there.
Pretty much. But yeah.
It's like, hey, how are ya? That's SpongeBob meme.
Hey, how are ya? It's like that's just SpongeBob being. You know, I never thought that. I actually personally never thought that. I never thought that episode of SpongeBob was that good. Yeah, it became a meme of some people saying, "Hey, how are ya?"
I mean, that was the only part that was interesting. Like, the whole episode itself was meh, but it was fine. I still like SpongeBob.
You say that too, and it's also the fact of like handsome Squidward was also was memed.
Oh yeah, I loved Handsome Squidward. That was funny.
That episode was just meh to me. It was just weird. I'll just say it's just weird.
I mean, that was all of SpongeBob was just weird.
SpongeBob in
I don't
general.
know.
Was
I
weird.
like the Patrick coming back home to his rock.
Who are you people? I mean, there's that, and then there was also, yeah, and there was also like the David Bowie, like episode where it was a sing along. Like someone made a point where David Bowie, the Atlantis one, they made a point where they got a famous singer to play SpongeBob, like a SpongeBob character, but never got him to sing at all.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was weird.
It was the same thing with me when I was watching the Lorax for, like, you know, the Lorax from the Illumination that happened recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing with that, where it was like they get Lorax, and they get Zac Efron and Taylor Swift to play parts, but they end up never asking them to sing anything.
Did it?
Nope, they never did.
Zac Efron not sing?
Nope, never did.
His
And that,
character sing?
nope, not once.
Oh yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, Zac Efron never sang in that movie. They were just love interests. That's it. That is it. And that's why I'm just like, you got singers, and you didn't pay them to sing. Well, I guess they might be expensive.
Well, I think Zac Efron has done other things because he's been in a lot of movies, so that I can see. But Taylor Swift is a surprise that they got her to voice act but didn't have her actually sing.
Yep.
Because she doesn't normally do that. She's normally just strictly a singer.
That is also a thing, yes. Well, either way. I'll end it off here so you can go to bed, Lisa.
Yeah, got work in the morning, gotta get up early. Gross.
Ew, going to work. Who does that? Ew.
No.
Why don't you stop going to work to work for once?
What?
Why don't you stop going to work?
No. Because then all of my experiments will die, and that'll be not just a day, but a month loss of progress.
No. Just have James going for you.
Have James, yeah, go into the building. Probably can't even enter.
No, James will pretend to be you, Lissa. He's a good actor. Trust me.
Ah, yes. James famous Grammy-winning acting.
James.
I remember that time I played the role of Alexis.
Ah, yes. He's magnificent.
Mm-hmm. You'll be like, James will head into the office and be like, "Oh, hi, Lissa, how you doing?" "Oh, yeah, I'm doing great."
Give me a whole other accent and everything.
He's like, "Lissa, you look different. Did you cut your hair?"
That'd be interesting to see. To see everyone's confusion.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, thanks, Lissa. At least we got through some of the game.
Yeah, at least we did something. We made
Yeah.
some sort of progress.
We did. I'm glad that we made progress at the very, very least.
Yeah. See, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here hanging out. But anyway, have a good night, you two.
Yeah, good night. Good night, Will. Good night, Lissa. Good night, everyone. I'll catch you
Yeah,
guys
good night,
later.
everyone.
Yep. I'll catch you guys later. Hold
Bye.
on. Where's my goodbye screen? There it is. All right. Bye.
Bye.